go. Are you excited?
We are back. Oh, I'm more than excited. I need a new word. This is a new era of raid racing. Light and dark sagas behind us. This new saga of questioning if we're even making our own fate is in front of us. And with that being said, I want to see the mold be broken.
The mold being broken. I believe gigs.
Yeah.
Let's get
a
duo of gigs and salt. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Whoa.
What's the last name for this?
Whoa.
Wait.
Do they have it? Please. Come on.
It's close. It's really close.
It's so close.
Get some anarchies
Come
out
on.
just in case.
Come on, 6. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Another.
Yes.
Only thing we've seen. And now it's cleared a second of the 3 bosses.
Please. Come on.
Please. No, please die. Please die. Anarchy, something, anarchy, please. Anything.
Oh my God. In a crazy turn of events, that is literally a fingernail. What else? That's a piece of dust. That's an atom. That's a neuron.
Anything, please. Shoot.
No way. Are you serious? We stay right in the action.
Let's go.
This is raid zone, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. And there it is.
They did it. Team Nuts!
Oh my gosh.
Team Nuts!
Oh my god. Raid Zone!
But
Epic! Guys, we're back.
welcome in everybody
Oh.
for some epic raid zone.
Evan, we're back.
We're back.
Guys,
We
y'all are
are.
back. It's been not as long as I would have expected. It's been less than 2 months, but man, is it a blessing to be back with you guys. We've missed you guys a bunch. Thank you guys for all the support on the last raid zone. 15 hours, Evan.
15 hours, CB, and counting, because man, that was one of the most memorable raids of all time. Genuinely.
It honestly
Genuinely.
was, and guys, if it wasn't for you all bringing all the energy on that last one, I mean, none of this even exists. So before we go any further, before we have any of our intro, before we have anything, I just want to say thank you guys, and you guys are looking extra beautiful at home today.
Yes, no, you guys look great. Thank you guys for coming out today. We really appreciate it, and just, again, we're very grateful to everybody a part of every single community that wants to come and check out Raid Zone for themselves.
Yes, it is, Evan. We got an insane show today. Once again, we're going to be similar format to the last one for you guys that were here. We are going to be keeping you guys in the action the entire time on the race, keeping track of who's in first place, no matter if you're on Twitch, no matter if you're on YouTube, no matter if you're on Billy. We are actually going to be completely worldwide today on this raid zone, so it's going to be a global zone.
This will be Global Zone. We have 3 different platforms now that are the mainstays for, obviously, the raid race today. We have YouTube, so people on YouTube. I know you do a lot of YouTube streaming yourself, so a lot of YouTube side.
There right now.
YouTube representation going big. Twitch, as you guys already know, is obviously been one of the mainstays of raid racing in general, but now, like you said, CB, Billy. My friend named Billy.
Billy.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, guys, Raid Zone is live on the Destiny to Game YouTube, my YouTube, Bungie Twitch, and Evan's Twitch as well. So we are in 4 places. So wherever you guys are chilling at home, thank you guys for chilling with us.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming in, and thank you guys for just being a part of everything that we do. I mean, literally without you guys, we are not able to say that we're doing Raid Zone from Bungie HQ.
For a second time.
Second time, CB, and
so-
it feels great, man.
It does. And so with that, we do want to give another big thank you to Bungie as well. It still is kind of wild to just like kind of take a look and just see that we're not even in our rooms anymore or in, the sets that we were building before. It's crazy that we're here in Seattle doing the thing.
I know, I still remember sitting and standing at the desk with the tripod
In the
and
room?
setting up with the lights in the room and staying up all night to make sure that everything was all locked and loaded. And now, like, again, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that watches Raid Zone, because seriously, guys, without you guys watching and just being a part of this, like, this doesn't happen.
It doesn't. And so we're grateful. We want to keep that going. If you guys do want to follow along with the different zone events that we're doing going forward, as obviously we're doing Epic Raid today. We did Desert Perpetual just a couple months ago.
We did
Rising.
We did.
We've done Zombies.
We've done Zombies. We've done all
really
sorts of
enjoyed
stuff.
doing these with you all. And this community that we've been building here, guys, together has been out of this world. We appreciate all of you. So just thank you for allowing us to continue to do this.
Yeah, thank you for giving us a chance to really put on the show.
Thanks for letting the two clowns, get to come up here and just.
I'm doing my little engram honk honk for now.
Yeah, so guys, it's going to be a good one today. Honestly, the cool thing about today, guys, too, and it's very similar to last time, where, Evan, do you remember, and it was in the hype trailer before this even started, which, by the way, oh my gosh.
Insane trailer.
Came out amazing.
Insane.
I really love how that came out. But one of the things I said there was breaking the mold.
Breaking the mold.
And so
and not only just breaking the mold, this raid needs to break the mold. It was like a trailer introduction.
I didn't mean for it to come out like that, but I did really mean it at the time, where it was, okay, we're in this new era where we're done with the Light and Dark saga, we're into the Fate saga, and it's like, okay, how do we kind of usher in raids? Like, we need to kind of have something that breaks the way of traditionally kind of the paradigm of how we go about raiding.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Desert Perpetual did. And now here, where we have this epic raid where there's a lot of uncertainty on what it is, because let's just be honest, we've had hard mode raids in Destiny 1. We've had Prestige raids when it came to vanilla and Destiny 2.
Yeah.
We've had hard mode raids that got introduced as well as we got later into Destiny 2's life. And now here we are today with the first epic raid of all time.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what that means, and none of you guys know what it means, so it's going to be interesting to learn what that means.
It's interesting that the word for the raid wasn't master, it wasn't prestige, it wasn't anything else, but it was epic. It wasn't just epic, it was epic. So I want to just say, like, something different has to be on today. Like you said before, this raid needs to break the mold. It needs to do it again. And I know a lot of us, we're going to get into it a little bit later into the show, some of the predictions that we might have, some predictions that you guys might have, albeit everything is on the table, because we don't know what epic means.
We don't. And so, like you said, I mean, we've seen how that's translated in terms of normal raid to prestige raid, normal raid to hard mode raid, normal raid to master raid. And so now today we'll see, well, what in the world does it mean for epic raid? So we're really excited for that. Also, guys, we want to say thank you for all the support. I do see the very kind super chats.
Thank you guys.
Very kind Twitch subs on the Twitch side as well.
Thank you.
There are multiple things that you guys are going to be able to earn. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that. We'll talk way more in depth as we go on in the show. But just for watching, I believe for an hour, you'll be able to get the neural tendrils. And there's a bunch of other goodies that we're going to talk about. Evan, if you look behind us too, there's these beautiful displays too. I mean, these are very, 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 very.
You guys know we love our Last Wish.
We do.
Our Last Wish all the way up here.
But even more than that, we love Taniks.
We do love Taniks. We love Taniks. We love Last Wish. We love all the raids. But like, man, there's something about Riven on the tower, like, and then you see my boy Megamind over here. I mean, the Witness over here.
Yeah, so we have a lot of different things behind us. We're gonna be talking more about the displays here as the show continues to go on. Also, there's a bunch of really cool plushes and a bunch of just really cool stuff in general in front of us.
Yes.
There's a lot of really cool stuff, and Bungie's actually having a flash sale too, I believe, until Tuesday.
Yeah, until Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time.
20%
that is
off, so
1 p.m. Eastern time, if my math is correct.
Thank you. We are on the West Coast.
We are on the West Coast right now.
But everything will be 20% off on that too.
Bungie store is
really dope.
Exactly. It'll be 20% off at chance at different items on the Bungie store. Again, that is until Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Well, let's now take a quick second, Evan.
Yeah.
Some of the things that might be earnable for the players that do beat the epic raid.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about it, CB. Hit me with it.
Well, I don't know, Evan. Like, I'm just trying to think, like, if there's, like, after the last raid, do you remember that it was your birthday, right?
It was my birthday.
Yeah, and with it being your birthday, obviously there was the cake last time. That was a really, really memorable moment.
We had our cake and we ate it too.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes.
And so I also stashed something below your desk too.
What?
Yeah, just a little late thing. Just a little late thing.
Should I open it now?
Just a little late thing.
But it's not at my birthday.
Just a little late thing.
It's close enough to his birthday that I don't know why he's giving gifts on his birthday.
Just take a look under that desk.
What is this? What am I looking at, CB? Tell me, what is this?
Well, Evan, honestly, what I want you to take a look at is in the front, those patches, because if you remember last time with the jacket, do you remember what you did with the patches that last time? Remember what you did?
Do you want me to do it again?
That's up to you.
All right, so I want to point out 3 different things here, right? So right here, we got the good old Fire Team Finder. Everybody loves a nice little Fire Team Finder. Right here, we got the classic Raid logo, which, yes, you can take it off. And right here, maybe a little epic logo. I don't know what logo this is. Is this from normal Desert Perpetual?
Oh.
This could be like an little epic logo here. But you know what? I have to do it.
One time for the one time? You did it last time.
We'll find it later.
You can throw all your pins on it. It's a super dope bag.
This is pretty sweet.
Honestly, so that's going to be one of the things.
And it has zippers,
Finishing the Epic Raid, they have some different goodies for you guys. Obviously, we're going to be talking about some of the other things as things continue to go. And we have a lot of things to show on the pre-show.
Oh, yeah. Hey, CB, speaking of that.
What's that?
I actually got you something.
Wait, it's time. I thought we were about to move on to the next.
No.
Wait, we're not moving on to the next segment?
No, we're not yet.
Wait, why not?
Because it is soon to be your birthday. Just like how it was my birthday before. And just like how you got something underneath my desk.
Yeah.
Why don't you check under yours? I'll help you put it on. Because it's going to be nice and comfy.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you flip that bad boy around?
Oh.
And if you notice what it says this time, if you remember last time we had this jacket, it said Salvation's Edge, and we said, whoosh, get it out of here. Because this is the Desert Perpetual Raid, and that is Desert Perpetual Raid
throw
jacket.
this bad boy on.
Yeah.
Throw this bad boy
Yeah,
on.
let's get this on you.
Honestly,
This is like
no more suit.
This is, we crown a lot of champions here on Raid Zone. This is your moment, man.
Thank you, Evan. I
It's-
appreciate it.
This is your jacket moment.
Honestly, every time this comes on too, Evan, I gotta be honest, it makes it hard to ever go back.
I know.
Like,
Well, this is the suit.
Yeah, this makes me want to do Raid Zone in this the rest of the time.
It's a different kind of suit, but it works. It looks good. And you know what's nice?
What's that?
I can't take that off. I lied. This one, if you're like, hey, I don't want the Desert Perpetual anymore. Actually, I think this one is on very tight. Normally, I don't want to mess up your jacket, but normally you can rip that bad boy right off.
And they're interchangeable. So
they
that's
are
cool.
interchangeable.
So we'll go ahead and talk about some of the other stuff later. But yeah, guys, as always, last time we only had one jacket and we had to take it off of there. But this time we had one handy, so I wasn't feeling it putting it back on. So we'll talk about the rest of that later. But in terms of the pre-show, guys, just like last time, we have interviews that we're going to be getting to. We have a bunch of other fun segments that are going to be coming. The raid is going to be going live today at 10 a.m. Pacific. Go ahead and translate that to wherever time zone you are in. That's the reset time. And it's gonna be a historic moment for Destiny in the sense of, like I said, it's just kind of a new paradigm. And so, I mean, there's a lot riding on today, to be honest. Just to be completely transparent, there's a lot riding on today.
It's a big day. I mean, if Epic Raid is going to be a mainstay for Destiny that people really love and really take home, then we need to see it today. Like you said, break the mold. I'm going to go ahead and say, bring it.
Yeah, I mean, bring it. And I mean, we'll be talking about it a little bit later, so I won't spoil it. But there's some big things on the line for hitting first place when it comes to the Epic Raid. We'll talk about it later, but the stakes have never been higher.
Stakes have really never been higher, man. And I'm excited to see where they go because I think a lot is still left on the table for what could be an epic. What can be an epic, Like we've seen what can be, and we'll talk about it. We've seen what can be a hard mode before. We've seen what can be a prestige mode before. We've seen what can be master modes before. But again, what makes this epic? Bring it. Bring it, Bungie. Bring it.
Honestly, I'd be curious too, before we even do get to it, guys, between prestige modes, between hard modes, and between master modes, what you guys like the most between the three that you guys have been here for?
It's a good question.
Like, for those that have been here since the beginning, that have seen the three different formats prior to today, what did you guys enjoy?
Yeah, guys, what has been something in, actually out of all of them, what has been your favorite?
That's a good question, Evan. I would say for me, probably hard mode in Destiny 1, followed by probably prestige would be number 2 for me. Master mode's probably being number 3.
Okay.
I think the thing for me was, especially when it came to when I think about, and we're gonna talk about it a little later, so I don't want to spoil it, but when it came to especially like hard mode Wrath and hard mode, even hard mode Kingsfall, hard mode Crota, some of the layers they added on, I really did enjoy. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy Prestige.
Yeah, of course.
Especially Leviathan.
Yes.
What about you? What was your favorite of them?
I'd probably say some of the hard modes just because mechanically things changed a decent amount.
Yeah.
I liked Prestige Levy a lot. I think Prestige Eater Inspire had some cool ideas with its modifiers, and we'll there's something coming up. That's actually a great segue into what we're going to talk about next. But I want to read off some of them in chat real quick, just because Obviously, we asked everybody in chat. Let's see. 390 hard modes. What are you seeing? I'm seeing Prestige
I see Osiris
easily.
Prestige 100%. I see a hard mode. I see another Prestige, and I see hard mode Wrath was different.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like hard modes. I'm seeing a lot of Prestige. I just saw a master. Okay, I was waiting on somebody to put it in master mode. Somebody's holding down master mode right now. Shout out to Swift on that one. But okay, CB, that actually segues perfectly.
Yes, it does.
Into what I want to talk about next. And this is a little bit of trivia for everybody at home. You know how we like to do it on Raid Zone. We like to have a little fun, a little trivia, get everybody involved in a little question. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to beg you guys, plead, don't look up anything beforehand.
No Googling.
Don't spoil your own trivia questions. All right, so here's my first question for everybody at home. And we're going to have polls going up on the YouTube and on the Twitch side. So
guys, don't let me down.
Please feel free to answer in the polls, guys. Please answer in the polls. So the first question I have is, what was the closest raid race finish of all time? And the options are Prestige Spire of Stars, Prestige Eater of Worlds, Salvation's Edge, or Crota Reprisal. And it's funny because before even the polls have hit, I am seeing a lot of people say
seeing a lot of
Crown.
Wrong answers.
I'm seeing a lot of not even on the list.
And so let's talk about that for a second. You're right, we did see a lot of Crowns, so let's start there. Remember, I mean, that was honestly one of the most heartbreaking moments we'd ever seen, just because of how close that was.
Yes.
A lot of people were watching math class for that, and that was one where we did think that, you know, math class was finally going to have that moment, and it was just so close that, I mean, the infamous double Tarba was a crazy moment. So I understand people putting that in for sure.
Yes.
But that's not even one of the choices.
It's not. But it is one of those moments because it's like, it was so close.
It was.
The moment of happiness and then immediate, oh no. And it was a flu game too for Dedo.
He was sick.
He was sick. It was a flu game.
The Jordan flu.
The Jordan flu game.
Think about that. But yeah, I mean, when we look at some of those options, though, Evan, let's take a look at just one of the ones that we covered real quick when it came to Raid Zone. I remember that Crota Reprisal too, and I'm not saying that that's the answer, guys, but when I'm thinking back to some of those close races, when I do think about our Raid Zone for Crota Reprisal and Indebted and Elysium going back and forth, and how close and how much of a photo finish that was when Elysium was able to make up ground when they were behind and somehow finish first, which was without Indebted even wiping, which was it was insane. It was insane,
and I think there's a lot of people that are agreeing with said insanity. I'm seeing, I don't know about your polls, but I'm seeing one answer stand out way above all of them.
On my poll, I'm just gonna leave it to them to be surprised.
And you know what? They're not. They're right and they're wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's where I will leave that, because we're almost done with our polls. On the Bungie side, I can kind of check out what was going on.
I'm looking on the Bungie side too.
Oh wow! It's the same answer but bigger data pools.
It's putting a smile on my face.
It is
just because like it's giving me a little giggle.
Yeah.
This is good though, because what this is going to do is this is going to strengthen your guys' core history on reprisals, or not reprisals, but mainly on prestiges, master modes, hard modes. So yeah, Evan, how about you go ahead and enlighten them?
I think the polls are ending, and on my side, Crota Reprisal has been the winner. On the Bungie side, it looks like Crota Reprisal has been the winner. What about on the YouTube side?
On the YouTube side,
whoa, Prestige Eater of Worlds.
Prestige Eater of Worlds. Okay. And then on the Destiny 2 side, we have Crota Reprisal by 1%.
Okay, so it's funny because nobody got this right.
None of the
because
four.
The answer, and let's reveal that answer, is Prestige Spire of Stars. So let me give you guys the time breakdown differences. Prestige Eater of Worlds was 2 minutes and 2 second difference. The Crota Reprisal was 1 minute and 14-second difference. Salvation's Edge was over a 6-hour difference, guys. Only one team cleared on day one. And then Prestige Spire of Stars was 41 seconds.
And Evan, before we even go any further on that, Look at some of those names there. Break down some of those names for people who might not be familiar with history.
So if you guys don't know, Bala is actually a part of Clan Redeem. At this point, I feel like everybody should know Redeem. And Soda Solace was a part of Luminous's clear of Deepstone Crypt, world's first.
Yeah, so a little history there.
Little history there.
And guys, maybe a core theme of how this trivia is going to go. Like I said, we want to strengthen your core knowledge when it comes to prestige raids, when it comes to master raids, when it comes to hard mode raids. So maybe that was a little bit of a hint there that maybe you should have been leaning towards the non-normal raids that came out. But with that being said, Evan, how about we go to the next one?
Let's do it. CB, you got your questions.
I do, and so I want to stay on the prestige raids, but you took us on the last prestige raid, which was Spire of Stars, also one of my favorite raids of all time. You guys know I'm a very big Spire of Stars enjoyer. Do I have any Spire of Stars enjoyers in chat, guys? That's my favorite. Spire of Stars lovers, put a 1 in chat if you love Spire of Stars. In any chat, just put the number 1 if you love Spire of Stars. I feel like I must. Okay, I see some ones. Okay, people holding it down. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I got some people holding it down. Good. But Evan took us through the last prestige raid. Let's go back to the first prestige raid, and that was Prestige Leviathan. And so what I want to ask you guys is, what was the original, keyword guys, the original reward that you could get for completing the prestige mode Leviathan? I have 4 different answers for you guys. I got the Legend of Acreus Catalyst, the Leviathan Ghost Shell, the Legend of Acreus Ornament, and the Callous Treasured Shader.
All right, let's get the polls running on this question. So the question again, CB, was what was the original reward you got for completing Prestige Levy?
The original reward.
For completing, you're not talking about, I see. So Prestige.
Looks like your brain's sitting there firing.
I know.
Like
I know you're not
through your process. Looks like Evan's mind is firing. So, I don't know where it's firing.
Well,
like
my thought process is like it's been a decent amount of time since this was the reward.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Really,
it's been a hot minute.
Any of these, and obviously, guys, I think a lot of people at home remember the idea of prestiges, but I don't think, I think half of chat might have been a part of it. The other half of chat might not have ever participated in prestiges.
Yeah, there are some people that might have missed this, and this is why I love doing stuff like this, because it kind of reels us back in, because it gives you a bigger appreciation of the new stuff. Like when it comes to, like, now let's say Epic Raid that's coming today, you get like a bigger appreciation when you think about where we've been before, like in knowing where we started with hard modes, where we ended up going down the line when it came to prestiges, and then obviously to master, and then here we are today on Epic. And when I'm looking at some of the different polls here, I'm once again.
I need to see the polls for a second.
Once again.
I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to my chat, because I think they're getting it.
My chats are both wrong.
Your chats are both wrong?
What I'm saying.
No.
And so I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. It was the Legend of Acreus Ornament.
It was the Legend of Acreus Ornament,
that's why
guys.
I said keyword original, because when Prestige Leviathan came out, there was no catalysts. People don't even realize that we didn't launch the game with the Legend of Acreus Catalyst.
No, we didn't.
That's not what was in vanilla. So
when did the Catalyst come?
That actually came when they retroactively came and added more of them. And so we'll get into that a little bit more, because that's going to lead us into a few other questions.
It might.
But guys, this was the original reward, and I never took this thing off. Did anybody have this in chat? Do I have any OGs that were using this back in 2017? Because I still use this today.
It looks amazing.
I still use this
No,
one
it looks
today.
amazing. I like the accented gold. Is just.
I see a lot of people saying
yes.
Yes.
Yes. I see. I told you.
A lot of wrong answers when it came to this one. A lot of people set the catalyst, which, guys, you are technically right that it did. The catalyst for Legend of Acreus was available in the Prestige Leviathan later on, but that was retroactively added later. The original reward is actually staring you right in the face.
Staring at you. All right, CB, I got another question.
Okay.
And this one obviously relates to Prestige mode again.
Okay.
We're going to stay on the topic of Prestige.
I see a theme here, Evan. I see a theme.
There is a theme.
It seems like
if you guys haven't picked up on the theme, I think you're going to pick up on the theme right now. Because my question is, and let's get those polls ready to go, what modifier in Prestige Spire of Stars and Prestige Eater of Worlds made it so you had to swap a weapon to the next one when you ran out of ammo in the current gun? You only got one magazine to work with, and you had to swap your weapon. So the options are Arsenal, Gladiator, Prism, and Swapper.
So let me talk about this one for a second, Evan, because what immediately comes to mind, I remember, and I'm not going to obviously, in terms of the names of the modifier, but let's talk about the modifier itself. So I remember one week in Prestige Spire of Stars, where the rotate, I can't remember what both of the primary weapons were, but the heavy weapon was grenade launcher. And everybody was toggling both of their primaries, emptying the clips, and just spamming colony.
Yes.
It was 6 all-out colony.
It was just
it
colony.
Was infinite.
It was
if
just
you got
colony,
rid of your
yeah.
primary, then you had a full clip of heavy again.
Yes.
And we destroyed Valkyr. Just colony. All colony, nothing else.
And this is what I mean when I say that all of these modifiers were at least like cool, fun, kind of party game ideas. I like them on the surface level. I think, again, for it to be epic. Maybe take a modifier and just dig, and be like, okay, how can we make this even more epic?
Let me take a look at some of the answers here, Evan, because I'm very curious to see if people lean correct. So I do, okay. All right, so one Bungie YouTube, I see. Okay, my YouTube, I see. Okay, so looks like people.
I am seeing
how's it looking on your
on
end?
mine. I'm seeing a lot
Whoa,
of.
Okay, YouTube side.
I think it's probably a good idea that
go ahead and give it to
I'll
them.
go ahead and reveal it. So the answer to what modifier in Prestige Spire and Prestige Eater made it so you had to swap a weapon to the next one when you ran out of ammo in the current gun was actually named Arsenal. Arsenal. So Arsenal had made it so weapons have no reserve ammo, but emptying the mag loads your next weapon. Gladiator made it so melee damage and melee kills buffed your weapon damage, and vice versa. And Prism was the elemental damage one that every 30 seconds you rotated a new element.
And then what about Swapper?
Swapper didn't even exist. So everybody on Twitch who put Swapper, your head was in the right place. And a majority of you guys got it wrong on my Twitch side.
Double YouTube was Arsenal on both, so W YouTube, and to those that guessed Swapper,
you know, my chat is usually really reliant on history of rating.
Now the YouTube side,
and the YouTube side was cooking on this.
There's a little bit of a competition going on right now.
A little bit of a competition.
I like this.
A little bit of a competition.
All right,
okay,
so let's go back.
Yeah,
guys. The next question that I set up was on purpose because I knew you were, and I was hoping I'd be wrong, but unfortunately I was right. I knew you guys were going to get my first question wrong in terms of guessing the Legend of Aquarius Catalyst. I knew because a lot of you remember getting it from Prestige Leviathan, but obviously it wasn't the original reward. But now, let's talk about the Catalyst, and let's talk about Prestige raids again one more time.
Let's bring it back.
One more time.
Yeah.
One more question on Prestige. Here we go. As you know, Telesto.
I do know Telesto.
Everybody knows Telesto.
Yeah.
One of the most broken weapons in the game.
Yeah.
No arguments there. It's broke the game a lot. You have a video talking about a lot of the ways it broke the game.
I do, yeah.
Good video.
Yeah, thank you.
Can anybody tell me the original way of getting the Telesto Catalyst?
Ooh.
The original way. Random drop from Leviathan.
Okay.
Prestige Eater of Worlds chest.
Okay.
Prestige Spire of Stars chest.
Okay.
And Prestige Leviathan chest. So you guys should already be able to rule out Prestige Leviathan because of the Aquarius Catalyst. So this should be a layup for you guys. I should be setting you up for a layup, but we'll see.
This one should be a layup.
We'll see.
But we're going to see in the polls what kind of oh, dude, my chat is on it. my chat, let's go chat. Let's go.
I set everybody up for a layup. This is just on my part.
This is the comeback that we needed, though. On the Twitch side, this is the comeback that we needed. I'm trying
to be reasonable.
Oh, we're back.
Also, Shadow, thank you for 5 years. I appreciate you. But yeah, I feel like this one is one that if we got wrong after this, guys, I'd be a little sad. But I'm trying to set you guys up here for success. Let me just quickly check on the YouTube side real quick.
Twitch side is representing big time.
Yeah, we're looking pretty good here. We'll go ahead and just reveal the answer.
Yeah, let's go ahead and reveal that.
Prestige Eater of Worlds.
Eater of Worlds. That chest. Look at that through the rings.
Through the rings. Believe it or not, the Telesto Catalyst, the original way of getting it was from the Prestige Eater of Worlds chest. It could randomly drop. Did anybody get it from dropping down those rings and getting it from that chest? Because I did.
Yes, and then you know
dropping down from the rings.
You'd always miss one of the rings, so you'd wipe and then you go right
all
back
the way back to the top and then you redo it again.
I always kind of felt like I was being shot through like a James Bond
That was a really, really cool thing. Was anybody there for it? Was anybody there for this moment? Because this was a moment. Like, I know people have their thoughts about like Eater of Worlds, but dropping through the rings and getting shot out was sick.
It was sick.
I thought it was sick.
No, it was a big moment. CB, am going to actually stay on Prestige one more time.
We just are Prestige
I
lovers.
know, we are Prestige lovers.
All right, hit
so
me
my
with it.
next question, and the question that we will have ready in the polls is, what was the main difference in the Leviathan Prestige armor versus the normal set of armor? So if you remember, Prestige armor used to be a little bit different. In Leviathan, things were a little bit different. So the options that you have are gold plus a purple glow, red plus black, all gold, and all purple. So we are going to need to see. I feel like my chat is really on this one.
I think people should be on this. This is one that I was using all the time. I
use it all
still
the
wear
time.
this sometimes.
Yeah.
This, in my opinion,
No, it's an
still to this
all-timer.
day is an all-timer.
It's an all-timer.
Like, by far.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I'm hoping not to be disappointed on the YouTube side as well. Let me see what.
Twitch.
I think everybody's on this.
I love the
I'm gonna
YouTube
be
side, but Twitch side, like, you guys are holding it down because I am seeing a 99% correct on one of them.
Okay, I
and
have on
a
mine.
double 99% correct.
I see 70 and 80.
70 and 80.
Yeah. People are on it, though. They're on it for this.
I'm really happy with this. Oh, you know what? You guys mostly got it already, so why don't we go ahead and reveal the answer? The answer is purple glows on the gold armor, and we'll have that up in just 1 second, guys. But that is it. Is purple glows
Purple and
on the gold
glows.
armor. Gold armor with some
Gold
nice
armor.
purple glows.
Yeah, when you guys see that, it'll be a burst of nostalgia when that comes up on the screen. But man, that was my baby. I mean, between the gold and purple armor, between the Prestige Leviathan ornament, and honestly everything else that came from Prestige. Prestige just had a bunch of bangers. There were a
Prestige
bunch of bangers
did have a bunch of bangers
that came out of it as well.
Okay, well, there it is.
Oh.
There it is. The gold with the purple glows. Look at the sheen on
man.
that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look at that too. Is that an inaugural address that's there too?
That is an inaugural.
Oh my God.
Wait.
Or is that good?
That's the shotgun?
No,
that's an inaugural address.
I think it's an inaugural address.
Yeah, because this is all year one.
Yeah.
This is all year one.
It's
Hey,
double primary.
back then
You're
we had
saying the
double
shotgun,
primary.
Evan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a foul. on
Name
you.
the
You
first
just
one.
messed
Name the
up.
first gun.
The first gun
I know
that we
what
got.
that is.
We get. Oh, the first gun there. Oh, Better Devils.
Better Devils.
Of course, man.
All-timer.
And look, the Leviathan shells down there too.
I see it. I see the levy.
Man,
still.
that's Can you name me the bottom? The rocket? I'm testing you now.
Oh.
Test. I think that's curtain.
I think we just move on to the next one.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next question. We won't test Evan anymore.
Thank you.
All right, we're done with Prestige for a little bit. Let's move on. I want to move on from Prestige. Let's talk about hard modes for a second. Let's
talk about it.
Because like we said, we got Prestige, we got hard modes, we got all types of different stuff to talk about. But let's talk about hard modes for a second. And I know a few of you guys talked about hard mode Wrath. So let's go there next. So hard mode Wrath of the Machine was a really fun one, as I told you guys, one of my favorites, and that's why I said my favorite was hard mode in Destiny 1. Can you guys tell me one thing that got added to the hard mode siege engine, which I told you in the last raid zone is my favorite raid encounter of all time? What was one thing that got added to the hard mode siege engine? Did they add an additional part that you had to put in? Did they add an enemy named Mexus? Was there nothing added? Did they keep it exactly the same? Was there no additional mechanical changes? Or did they add a spider tank?
Ooh, CB, I definitely know. Oh, let's see. Let's just let YouTube and Twitch and maybe even a Billy out there. Let's see if they want to answer.
We'll see. We shall see.
I can tell you right now, there's definitely something added. That's my guess.
Yeah, there was something.
There was something.
Yeah,
okay.
It's probably not nothing.
I'm looking at a 97% correct on the Twitch side.
Are
right
you?
now. And let me check on the Bungie side.
What?
94% correct on this side.
I'm
as well.
seeing right now majority correct on Destiny 2 YouTube, but not as much as I would have guessed. It's a lot closer than I think it should be here. And then let me see on mine. Also pretty close, but not even 50% right on either side of the YouTube side here. So this is one that it's a long time ago. So to be fair, like hard mode Wrath would have came out. That was 2016?
2016, yeah.
It's 2025, Evan, and almost the end of 2025. So we're talking about almost 10 years ago at this point, right? It's almost a decade ago. So
That's crazy.
To give you guys a little bit of grace. But let's go ahead and reveal the answer. It was actually they added a spider tank. So
Look at that spider tank.
As you were about to board the Death Zamboni, there was a spider tank waiting for you guys.
Look at that spider tank. And guys, again, Matt, we just talked about hard mode. We've talked about prestige modes. Spider Tank got added in hard mode, and it did change up a lot of how you could actually clear that encounter. In my opinion, it was the main reason that, people were struggling on this
Spidey
encounter.
was hard.
So Spidey was hard.
It was.
So I guess it makes me just wonder, what is Epic gonna bring to the table on that one? I'm excited. Will there be a Spider Tank in the Epic raid?
We'll find out.
We will find out. Okay, so my next question for you guys is actually one that I feel like we're gonna, take it somewhere else. We've talked about epic raids. We've talked about master. We talked about prestige. We talked about hard mode.
We don't even know epic yet.
But
We're really only talking
I wanted
about
to take it
prestige
to
hard.
a Destiny adjacent question because I know a lot of you guys are out there playing Destiny Rising as well.
Ooh.
So if you guys didn't tune into the raid zone that we hosted last week on Destiny Rising, I wanted to ask a question for the people that were paying attention to that raid race.
Destiny Rising, okay.
And the question is, how long did the contest gauntlet onslaught, the equivalent of a raid in Rising, take? The answer options are 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour, or 7 hours to clear.
The interesting thing about this question, if you're wondering what the relevancy is here when we're talking about prestige raids, master raids, hard raids, the fact of the matter is when it came to the contest race that they had for Destiny Rising, they added additional mechanics.
They did.
They added an additional layer to the base raid, so it did very much feel like a hard mode version that had additional mechanics on it. So this is one that we felt like was relevant.
Yes, we felt like it was super relevant because it's like you said, what mechanics can be added, what can be, I guess, done in order for it to be epic.
No, epic.
Epic.
No, I get a better one than that, Evan.
Epic.
No, I get better than that.
Epic.
Better.
Epic.
Oh, much better.
Okay, and guys, I am seeing a lot of correct answers, but this one, 79% of people are correct on the Twitch side.
I'm seeing wrong answers actually here on the Destiny YouTube side. I'm seeing wrong answers.
Oh, wow.
And on my side, I'm seeing wrong answers.
Well, let's
too.
go ahead and reveal the answer for everybody. It took 1 hour exactly. And now the times are going to look a little bit weird. You might go, well, that's not 1 hour, but it is because it was actually at noon that it came out, 1 p.m. on the top right of that picture.
It was completed.
It was on the dot 1 hour exactly.
Funny enough, speaking of close rate races too, guys, the second place was actually at 102.
It was 2 minutes behind.
2 minutes apart, so it was a very, very close race.
You've heard of 2402, now you've heard of 102.
Yeah, legit. I mean, that, it will forever stay.
It will forever be one of those moments. CB, let's go on to your next question.
Let's do it. Let's go back to hard mode one more time, guys. Actually, I might go to it a few times. I like hard mode. So, let me not even lie to you guys up front. But let's talk a little bit more about hard mode. This one's not a multiple choice, actually. This is just one I wanted to see if anybody throws out the answer here, because as you know, and I'm getting close to being done with this finally, man. I've been living in Destiny 1 for feels like the last year because of that exotic challenge. But I wanted to talk about hard mode Vault of Glass for a quick second, guys, because there was a fusion rifle, and it didn't return when it came to the reprised Vault of Glass in Destiny 2. And I want to see if any of you guys remembered the fusion rifle that could drop only in hard mode oracles in Destiny 1.
Ooh.
It was rare.
Ooh, the fusion rifle that could drop in hard mode oracles. I know the name of this.
I see a pocket answer. I see somebody said pocket and
Oh, I know.
I'll say
know.
that's not it.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of correct answers because if you guys don't know, this is an all-timer. It's an all-timer.
Funny enough,
it's an all-timer.
It's interesting. There was old Reddit posts that I was like, because I was scouring through a lot of different old information when it came to that challenge. There were some people that thought this was more rare than Gallahorn.
Yeah. Oh,
as crazy as it is. There was a lot of posts saying that people thought this weapon was the year 1 version, not when they brought it back to Age of Triumph.
Yeah.
But was rarer than Gallahorn.
I actually agree with them. Because I never got it until year 2, and by then it was Legacy.
I never got a year 1.
I never got it.
It makes me think I want to go back at some point and just farm each week for it. But,
each week for Praetorian.
I do see a lot of people saying Praetorian foil. People, I see a couple wrong answers too. Funny enough, mixed in, I see a couple Vision of Confluences, which is that's not quite it.
It's funny because I think CB already revealed the answer when he was just casually talking about it.
Well, yeah, because everybody already said it. Everybody said this.
The answer is
Praetorian foil, guys. Did anybody get this in year 1 too? Not the Age of Triumph, or the Age of Triumph 1 of year 3. But did anybody get this in year 1?
Dude, if you got it in year 1.
And don't lie.
If you
I'll
got
be the first to say I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
If you got this gun in year 1.
I did not get it in year 1.
You were actually a god.
No way I didn't.
In year 1, if you had this in year 1, you were a god. Like, people would inspect you and be like, what are you using? Because you're just shredding the entire room. And nobody had it. And we thought, I remember, we thought, because back then it was all lunch table rumors for a lot of this stuff. So we thought this gun was just not real, that there had to be some sort of quest that somebody found some sort of secret, because it was that rare. And I mean, there's other weapons in Vaulted Glass.
No, you're not wrong. And
a lot of people didn't.
This weapon was the epitome of like lunch table talks, like where you used to talk about like how to do mystery gift and like all the different, crazy things that people were speculating in Mew under the truck and all this different stuff, right? There was so much, like I would say, like people getting very, very off the rails when it came to theorizing how to get this weapon. So it's one that I just wanted to kind of remind you guys of from the past. So
well,
going to the next
I appreciate you reminding me of that, because I'm actually going to stay on hard mode one more time.
Okay.
Maybe 2 more times, but one more time for right now. Okay. So my next question is, obviously we talked about the spider tank coming back to Wrath of the Machine in the hard mode version.
I remember it.
So after that, there's Axis Phase 1, there's Axis Phase 2.
Yes.
So what was the main change on hard mode Axis Phase 1? And your options are turrets, more SIVA, sliding under the doors instead of walking into them, or Axis jumps in the fight. What do you think is the answer to this? So again, guys, make sure that you jump in the polls, vote in the polls. Did you have to slide under the doors? Did you have to have more SIVA? Did you have to have the turrets? Or did you have to have Axis jump into the fight to complete it on hard mode?
It's funny looking at some of these and like knowing where some of these relate to, and then we'll see what chat thinks.
What is your chat saying?
Well, let's take a quick peek real quick, because I'm hoping that you guys don't let me down here, because this one should be pretty
shout
obvious.
out to Twitch.
Yeah,
Twitch is holding it down.
See, this one, so 45% are saying the right answer, but there's quite a bit that are messing up.
45%?
Yeah, 45%.
Dude, that is, if my grading scale is right, that's a failing grade.
Yeah, it's not
45%.
Yeah, that's not a good grade.
All right, well, the answer, let's go ahead and reveal it. The answer is turrets. Turrets were added to Axis Phase 1.
Okay, so let's reverse it.
Let's go back.
Let's test chat for a quick second. So what was the sliding under?
Sliding under the doors was not Axis. That was Vosik. Vosik's room.
I know. That was second.
You had to slide under the door in Vosik Phase 2 and
so
shoot
it's
the
funny
panel.
seeing the Axis jump in the fight, because that very much is rising. Because the Spidey, he leapfrogs. He leapfrogs in rising, which is funny too. And then yes, that one's a funny one, guys.
And now more SIVA is just kind of like, I mean, it's hard.
More SIVA.
There's more SIVA.
All right, guys. We talked about Prestige. We talked about hard modes. We're almost done here. We're getting to the end. We're getting pretty close. Let's talk about master modes for a quick second, guys. This one should, I think, be an easy one. Don't let me down here, guys, okay?
Please.
So obviously, after Prestige raids in Destiny 2, we took a break from kind of an additional layer of difficulty when it came to raids, and then we came back with master modes. So I want to ask, what was the first master mode to be introduced in Destiny 2? Was it Valve the Disciple, King's Fall, Vault of Glass, or Root of Nightmares?
Oh, I know it.
Should be an easy one.
Oh, I know this one instantly. If you guys have been playing Destiny for a decent amount of time, you should know this one. Guys,
I think this one should be easy.
Guys, please don't let me down. I'm checking. I'm
hoping it's an easy one. I think it should be an easy one.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm hoping at least.
Yeah. I don't see. The thing is, I don't want to even say percentages anymore.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
Because the second somebody guesses, they're able to.
Let me take. At least looking at yours, how are we looking? Are they like?
We're looking way good. We're looking way good.
We're looking pretty good here. Like I said, this one was intended to be a gimme. So the first master mode in Destiny 2 was Vault of Glass. The first raid of all time in Destiny. And this one, I mean, this master mode out of all of them, in my opinion, I'd also argue was the best. I mean, this one popped off the hardest, and I mean, everybody, it felt like, was in there to get their time loss weapons.
Their
I felt
time
like
loss,
everybody was in it.
Oh, Adept Fatebringer.
Oh.
It was you had to get the Adepts in there.
Time loss Fatebringer.
Remember, guys.
Getting the shotgun.
Yeah.
People, it popped.
Well, remember, guys, crafting wasn't quite a thing yet, so you couldn't get the enhanced perks. So it was like, what is the best thing that I can get? Adept rolls, and happened to be a case where in PvP, things like the shotgun were insanely good for PvP.
Yep.
So, I mean, imagine having everything ready to go for PvP, having a little extra bump, and then PvE having a little extra Adept bump as well. And now, CB, man, we just can't get away from hard mode because I have one final question.
One final
for me.
question each.
For me, this is my last question.
But this one's a little different.
This one is a little bit different.
It's a little different. So explain why this one's a little different.
So, you guys have heard a little Age of
different.
Triumph, right? You remember that Age of Triumph update?
It's a
The
little
armor
different.
with all the cool effects and glows. Every weapon became an exotic. The raid encounters were kind of tweaked a little bit, and you had challenges that were part of a record book. So I want to just quickly say that in the hard mode encounter of Age of Triumph, there was a challenge called Silence Falls in the record book. Now I want you guys to answer me, and this one is a tougher question. I want you guys to answer me, what encounter was Silence Falls associated with? Is it Gorgons? Is it Ur-Ute? Is it Daughters of Oryx? Or is it the Siege Engine?
This is one, Evan, I did during my all exotic challenge.
You did?
I did this one. That's all I'll say is I did it. I did have to do this. So I know what it is because I've had to kind of go back and put myself in that brain, but can people pull this back out of their memory so long later?
Well, let's kind of dissect Silence Falls, right?
Yeah.
So we have Vault of Glass.
Yep.
We have Crota. We have King's Fall.
And Siege.
And we have Wrath of the Machine.
Exactly. So when I think Silence Falls, if I was to break this down with no knowledge, like I would first be taking a look at Gorgons because you're having to kind of sneak around.
Yeah.
You gotta be silent.
You gotta be silent.
And if you get found out, you fall.
Yes, you do fall. Now let's talk about Ur-Ute. Ur-Ute, you have to clear the room really fast. I mean, I guess the boss is like kind of loud, but like you gotta clear the room fast.
Yeah.
And then Daughters, I mean, they're both going.
Yeah. That is what they're doing.
That's what they do.
That's true.
And then Siege Engine is
What does Siege Engine do? it doesn't just
slam. So the answer, everybody, because I'm seeing that everybody was wrong on my side, everybody was wrong on the Twitch side.
On the YouTube side,
on
actually,
the YouTube side, where are we at?
On Destiny 2 YouTube, got it right, and on my YouTube, we also got it right. They watched the challenge. They watched the challenge.
Okay. Well, the answer is Ur-Ute.
Oh, man.
If you guys remember, Silence Falls, this boss is loud.
Yeah, so let me talk about this one for a second, guys. So when I did come to collecting every single one of the exotics, some of the ones that we did go ahead and, hey. Oh, thank you. Hey, man.
Hey. Thank you.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm just here to interrupt.
Well, do you have any?
Happy Epic Raid Day.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
Epic Raid.
Okay, get back to it.
All right.
CB joined us with CB being here.
Yeah,
There's
that was,
CB.
I saw a second me.
I saw CB.
All right. Well, what I was going to say, guys, was to get the Adept exotic weapons.
Yes.
You did have to complete this challenge. You had to go through, clear the entire room, and when you did, there was a sworded knight that would come. You would take that sword, and you would slay your Ute with it.
Yes, you would. CB, I believe you have one final question for everybody.
I do. One final question, and that question being, let's stay, guys, on Crota for a second.
Let's
Just to end things off. We talked about heart modes a bunch.
Yeah.
Let's talk about heart mode Crota one last time. Not Age of Triumph, but heart mode. There it is, Crota right there. Obviously, today, Evan, we're casting here on a Saturday.
We are.
But I just wanted to ask, what day of the week did hard mode Crota launch on? Was anybody there that day?
Ooh.
Was it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday? Was anybody there for that?
I'm going to go ahead and
First answer I
say
saw was Tuesday, and that's not even a choice.
Tuesday. Tuesday. I am going to... I'm thinking outside the box here a little bit, CB, because like if I know Crota's anything but traditional in terms of almost everything about the Crota story, right? Every moment of Crota is all over the place, right?
To see.
Crota went from being a raid that is actually the least cleared in 24 hours in Destiny 1.
Cleared in Destiny 24 hours.
Crota went to becoming the meme that everybody could solo and unplug their Ethernet, or in my case, take out the disc. Sorry, Bungie, you didn't hear that. And now Crota is having another thing that is very unorthodox. So this is for the hard mode launch, right?
Yes, it is. And so let's go ahead and just get into the answer on the final one, guys. It wasn't Thursday.
Oh my God.
Friday. It wasn't Saturday.
It was Wednesday.
It was
Wednesday.
Believe it or not, hard.
You guys see that Wednesday? The joke made itself.
Hard
Wednesday.
mode came out on Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
So it doesn't. A lot of people. I don't think any chat got that right, Evan. Funny enough.
Really?
Every chat got that wrong.
Wow.
So, with that being said, guys, we do want to go ahead and segue. That's going to end us on the trivia. Good job, I think.
Good job,
everybody did
everybody.
well. So let's get some claps in chat for everybody. But it's time that we transition, guys, to something that we're really excited to show you guys.
Yeah.
Evan, obviously, when it comes to world's first races,
Yeah.
everybody's trying to get world's first.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the belt.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the prestige.
Yeah.
Everybody wants, everything that comes with
Everything,
it.
yeah.
Everything. But what about when you don't win? And let's say specifically, maybe when you there's a saying sometimes, Evan, like if you're not first,
You're last.
then you're last.
You're last.
And so what we wanted to do was bring you guys an interview of the official world's last,
Yes.
Mr. Raffle Waffles.
And a big shout out to Milo for
Big
joining
shout
us.
out to Milo as he sat down with us and talked to us and gave us, let's just say, a deep dive into his experience with his first contest raid. So we're gonna show you guys that right now.
Yeah, enjoy the deep dive, guys.
Welcome, everybody, to a different kind of Raid Zone format where we're used to interviewing world's first players, but we figured we keep it as chill as being world's last because we're joined by Milo, Mr. Raffle Waffles, as he was a part of a team that finished last in the raid.
Officially.
Officially.
The API has confirmed it.
Why did you choose to be world's last?
Why do you suck so much, dude? Honestly, it started out with us hopefully going for a top 100. That was my goal. My sort of mental goal was like, I would just love for that to be the case. It was my first contest raid experience ever. So I was keeping my expectations very low, very in check. Then we got to Hydra and things slowed down a little bit. And then they got to Hobgoblin and they slowed down a lot. And it got to a point where it was pretty clear we were not going to clear in 48. We actually did get to final boss within 48. And we half-healthed the boss within 48, thanks to Bog's coaching. I started thinking, well, if we can't get first and we can't get top 100, we might as well still get the clear. And what better a story would there be than to be last? But I didn't actually want to say I wanted to be world's last out loud for a while because I was worried that if I said it out loud, somebody would try and basically like rattly grab an instance and hold it and then steal my last place. So I didn't say it for a couple of hours despite that being my hopeful goal. And then eventually I was like, I can't hold this in any longer. I need to be last.
So what I want to ask on top of that too, it was your first contest ever.
Yep.
So let's take it a quick step back. Even before you had started, what did you think prior to going into contest in terms of where that difficulty was going to be? And then when you did finally pass through the finish line, how did you feel about that difficulty? Did you enjoy it? Did you like how contest felt? Let's talk about that contest experience as a whole now that you have passed the finish line and you've had a little bit of time to reflect on it.
So I did Sundered Doctrine contest, and that was my initial goal for joining the Destiny community. I was like, I'm going to do a 5-day marathon just to do Sundered contest, and then I'm going to bounce. And then we can talk about this if we want to, but the community was just like so welcoming at that time that I was like, this is great, I should do some more stuff here. Sundered contest is not the same as raids and contest. Very different experience. I was going into this just thinking, oh, it'll be like a slightly longer Sundered. It was a little bit more intense than that, but in an amazing way. Genuinely, I think that experience of doing the world's last run of Desert Perpetual is my favorite gaming memory of all time. Of all time, yeah.
That's
Wow.
cool.
Yes.
Wow.
It was just so enjoyable. It felt like the community rallied together to help jump in and fill spots when we needed. We were pulling people from chat. We were pulling people from math class. Like, we were getting all sorts of different folks to just jump in, and it felt like the natural conclusion of my blind raids journey that I've been going on as well.
Right.
But thankfully, I've done a lot of blind raids in Destiny this year. And we were in Salvation's Edge, blind solving that for 84 hours.
Right.
So like this was still more chill.
Right.
Somehow.
You've been crowned as the true raider.
The true masochist.
He is absolutely, he's one of us. He's
Yeah.
a true raider.
The blind solves definitely helped prepare me for sure.
And during those blind solves and just how long those do go, because like you said, 80 plus hours, and even when it came to Desert Perpetual, just remind everybody at home, how many hours was it again when you finished?
Oh God, how long was
Sorry,
it?
I apologize.
68?
68
Right?
hours.
Yeah.
68.
So with 68 hours, what have you been able to pick up over the years that have allowed you to kind of tap into whatever flow state you need to get into to be able to make those long pushes, whether it's been long Easter egg races, whether it's been now blind solves, or now most recently a contest push. How do you get past some of those like blocks where it's like, oh, should I stop? Like, how do you keep going in these long marathons that you've done over your career?
There were times where I was like, I feel like if I push much further here, I could see some delirium setting in. I could see that happening.
Okay.
But if we go back to my extreme past in zombies, in 12 or 11, I think it was 11, I did a 2-week long Ascension high round game to try and get the world record. Yoti Slayer at the time had a 150 that had like just eked out the record from Spiderbite, I think, who had like 145 or something like that. And so I was playing zombies for 2 weeks straight while then going to school as well, so I was pausing my game. And it got to the point where I was hearing zombies when I was walking around. Like, I was just fully hallucinating zombies at that point. Granted, sometimes, like, for example, with Desert, it was like, yeah, we'll take a 4-hour sleep break. And I actually argued for slightly longer. I was like, let's take a 6-hour break so that we can go longer on the other side. And then we went for whatever we did, 40 hours or something straight, which is not healthy. Do not replicate it. I'm an expert.
What do you kind of hope for from something like an epic raid? Like, you spent 40 plus hours grinding, and you're probably still hearing Thunderlord.
You know what? I am.
So,
but I think it's actually less what I'd want from epic raids specifically here, and more what I think Bungie needs to be comfortable with going forwards is I think that they need to be confident in the Desert Perpetual difficulty and damage checks being okay. I think that there's been a lot of commentary saying things were too hard, I jumped into contest, I bounced off it straight away because I couldn't clear first encounter, and like, respectfully, I think that should be the point. I think if they were to see the Desert Perpetual experience and see commentary that's been around since then and discourse since then, and sort of defer to the maybe majority voice saying, let's make it easier, let's make sure that more people get contest clears, etc. I just don't think that that's raids that I will be motivated to endlessly participate in. Whereas, if it's a scenario where I know that it's going to be absolutely grueling, but if I lock in and I'm incredible at the game and I do my job in my team and fill my role appropriately, like, that's then something that I want to aspire to. But without the aspiration, I don't know why I would bother.
you guys know that we love our raids, and and we appreciate you guys watching. And congrats again on getting World's Last.
Thank you.
We'll be work on getting you a trophy.
Yes, I need my last belt, Bungie. Where is it?
Well, there you go. Thank you so much,
Thank
Milo.
you.
We're super excited to see what you do in the future, and we'll go ahead and send it back to us in suits.
In suits.
Hell yeah.
Well, Evan, after, spending all this time in the desert, a nice little deep dive, a nice little, refreshing pool jump. I feel a lot better.
I feel refreshed. I feel like a little dip.
Honestly,
dip in the tub.
some people might, wake up and go for a walk before their raid. Some people might make a sandwich, and then, us, we take a quick dip in the pool.
So you're saying that we're hot tub streamers now?
I don't know.
Maybe. We've cleared Crota in a hot tub before.
That is true.
We have done it.
Guys, let's get some love to Mr. Raffle Waffles.
Let's get some love to Milo.
Thank you
Everybody in
again.
chat, thank you.
He is going to be participating today again, so it'll be cool. We'll be checking in on him as well. But thank you, Milo, if you can hear us, for taking some time to sit down and talk to us.
Thank you,
really,
Milo.
really appreciate it. And it's crazy, Evan. just seeing his progression in the first year that he's kind of started from, I believe he started with Sundered, as he mentioned, and then now, clearing one World's Last. It'll be interesting to see how he does on the Epic Rage.
Well, I mean, maybe he goes for World's Last again. Maybe maybe a little repeat on World's Last, although maybe his teammates won't really want to do that. But no, it was really cool, and we're very, very grateful to Milo for just jumping in a hot tub with us and having a nice little deep dive into his clear.
Yeah, I think when I said deep dive, I don't think that's probably where people thought that was headed. But hey, this is Raid Zone. We go anywhere. But with that being said, guys, before we do move too deep into our, now I'm saying deep dive and deep. Oh my gosh, I actually can't.
A little deep dive.
But before we go into our next segment, I did want to take a quick second. Remember, I said I was going to talk a little bit more about those disc plates that were everything behind us. I mean, we have the Last Wish one, we have the Desert one, we have Tanix, your favorite, Witness, Crota. And guys, we're going to be giving away 8 of those. 8 of those throughout the stream. So we'll explain how those go as we continue to go. We're also going to, and I'll mention this a little bit later, but the viewership drop emblem that's also on the Twitch side will be dispersing on the YouTube side as well. So stay tuned and we'll kind of explain that. But just know that we want to give 8 of those disc plates to you guys.
Yes, we do.
And I believe there's also another sale going on too. Evan, what else is going on?
Well, there's the. Are you talking about the display, right?
I'm talking about the display, because there's a lot of sales, but the display one.
You can get up to 35% off your display order. The Destiny 2 Raid Collection is also available, like CB had said before, including the Last Wish original art by Bungie's own Lyndon Willoughby over here with the Riven Tower. And there's a new limited edition one by Paul Tobin, who's not from Bungie, but shout out to Paul on this one for the Deepstone Crypt, the Tanix one, which also does glow in the dark, by the way. We're not going to turn off the lights right now, but it does glow in the dark. I want you guys to know that.
Yeah, but so before we go any further, I'm not going to say deep dive, I promise, but we're going to take just a look at some of the other disc plates that they have cooking, and then we're going to come back and we'll get into our next segment here in a second. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit.
I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hello, everybody.
Yes, those are sick looking, guys, and we're excited to be giving those away. So remember, we got 8 going on. What we're going to do is we're going to do it very similarly to the way we did it before. We'll tell you guys words to type in, and then when you do, we'll go ahead and select winners, and we will go from there.
Yes, we will, CB. I mean, I have a bunch of disc plates at home.
Yeah, you do.
By the way, I have a bunch on the wall from various games, but also some Destiny disc plates up on the wall. And I mean, they look good, man. Especially if you have some space where you're trying to be all right, well, maybe you live in an apartment. Maybe you can't necessarily mess with your walls fully, but you can slap a disc plate on the wall. And I mean, they're nice. You don't necessarily need a big frame. They just stick on the wall nicely. So I mean, again, big shout out to Displate for coming through.
For real. And guys, with that being said, we did cross the less than 2 hour mark until it is time for the race, which I'm really, really excited for. I mean, Evan, we got a lot to talk about. And in terms of our next segment too, guys, really excited because we tested your guys' knowledge. We're going to be testing, really not even testing you guys at this point, but we really just want to take I would say a closer look into your guys' minds on what you guys are kind of going to be expecting for today. So we'll kind of talk about that here for a second. But before we do though, Evan, just what are you thinking about today?
What am I thinking about?
In terms of everything? Raid in general,
The raid in general?
Epic raid in general. What are you thinking?
Well, first of all, I'm thinking it's going to be kind of epic.
Okay.
Kind of epic. 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 I think it's gonna be pretty epic. That's where my head is at.
Yeah, but in terms of it, it's gonna be interesting to see what does that mean? Does that mean additional layers of difficulty in the sense of mechanical? Does it actual things added to it?
I think at the bare minimum in my head, there needs to be mechanical changes that really make you go, okay, this is the day one feel. Like the mechanics, everything that you're doing feels like you're entering into something that truly feels new. Maybe a similar environment, but completely new feeling to the encounters. Because in my opinion, we wouldn't be here talking to each other on this stage unless it was epic.
Agreed. With that being said, you said when I asked you, Evan, that Prestige was your favorite of all of the added layers of difficulty. Is that what you said? Or did you say hard mode?
Hard mode.
Hard mode.
Hard mode.
What was your favorite change of all the different hard mode raids? It could be any of them. I'm curious.
My favorite change of any hard
of
mode
the hard
raid.
mode raids. Any of them.
That's a great question.
Chat, you
CB.
guys can answer this too, by the way.
And unfortunately, it's one that I hate because it was hard. Not because it was, and it's one that was actually part of my
favorite of
my
all hard
trivia.
mode trade changes, guys.
Just because it's the most memorable to me, because it was such a big change that it actually made the encounter really tough. And in my opinion, it was the Axis Phase 1, the turrets. I know it's such a simple change, but it was such a big change that made such a big
If you
impact.
didn't pay attention to those turrets, you got absolutely
you got
destroyed.
obliterated.
So I don't blame you for thinking that.
Vosix was cool because, again, you just had to slide into the rooms.
Vosik, you went under the door.
Yeah.
The thing that I liked better about the Vosik change to hard mode was actually 6 orbs.
6 orbs
I
was
thought
good.
that added a lot to that fight.
Yeah.
I think that's... And I really also like the added layer on hard mode Kingsfall where you had to cross shoot. That wasn't something you were doing on the
Yeah, that was good.
Kingsfall as well.
Kingsfall added some stuff.
Spawning, I did like that as well. I might go with Vosik 6 orb or additional servitors when it came to Axis.
Understandable, but you see why I say something like turrets, because it's such a big addition while it's still simple, but it's such a big addition at the same time where you're sitting there and you're going like, okay, you know, like what could they really have added here that's going to make, and then it's like, oh, I'm getting rinsed. And now you have a whole different rotation in your head where you're going, okay, the turrets are going to come back up every like 20 seconds or so. Like I got to make sure that they're down. And so you're managing all of the things around you on top of the turrets themselves. And then CB, the change for Axis Phase 2, remind me of what that was.
The biggest one, if you remember, the servitors just were nonstop. They were requiring more orbs. Everything about it was just, essentially it was like enhanced.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you think about layers of difficulty that can be added, especially even when it comes to today with Epic, sometimes it can be things that are completely different. Sometimes it might be things where they just add additional enemies.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they just make you do more of what you're already doing.
So one thing that I wanted to say with Axis Phase 2. It's actually not the hard mode that I'm thinking of for the cool change.
You're
It's the
thinking
challenge.
about Supercharge.
I am.
All right.
I am thinking about Supercharge.
Let's talk about it for a quick second.
Supercharge, you know, I know you loved your Kobe era. Little triangle offense, right?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
Think of the room like a big triangle, and everybody kind of had to be positioned and ready to go to get supercharged in the triangle, because there were different spots that almost formed a triangle in the room. So you kind of had to have somebody on standby going, okay, I got access. No, I'm supercharging. You had to have people ready to go, and because people were randomly selected for that role, one of you had to use your empowered to get supercharged, the other one had to use it to go and get access. So you had to communicate, and you had to have people spaced out like a triangle offense.
So we were just running the triangle.
You were just running the triangle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so that's hard mode. Let's talk about Prestige. I know what my favorite Prestige mode change was. I do see a lot of people saying too that Supercharge was cool, Empowerment was cool. I see, also I see a War Priest, interesting enough as well.
War Priest was cool.
Let's talk about Prestige.
Yeah.
My favorite change by far was teleporting with Callus.
Teleporting with Callus.
By far. What about you guys? You guys remember Prestige changes? That was mine.
Now, if I remember, I did like that one a lot. Obviously, you punch, you go in, you punch, you go out. Yeah. I like that. I want to say the bats did the bats have it so whenever you killed the bathers, they would drop the little purple duty?
Dude, just the bathers in general on Prestige mode were absolute menaces.
They were menaces.
That was by far, I think, out of everything we struggled with, because with dogs, they added additional dogs.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
dogs
it was
kind of
additional
got
dogs.
a
It was
little
just-
bit.
it was just kind of more of
you needed
what
to really
was already
know your
working.
routing.
Yeah, build better routing.
Yeah, a little bit better routing. You kind of needed to be on top of your dog. Everybody kind of had to be doing something.
Gauntlet. What was the main change in Gauntlet? See, I don't remember the Gauntlet's main change. I think that maybe everybody had to run.
Everybody had to.
Everybody had to run.
Didn't let anybody skip out on it.
Right.
came to
So you
Gauntlet.
had to because everybody runs at the end no matter what, but it's like how many entries to make that one completed. You're right. I think Callus had the most changes, but I think, man, like the bats, like the stuff dropping on the ground after you kill the bathers, that would just ruin your entire rotation. Like that was actually pretty deadly.
Funny enough, too, one of the things I saw in chat, too, was 2 Rolks. And so they jumped all the way to Pantheon. That was a pretty cool change. Double Rolk was insane.
Listen, I think we actually should probably really quickly talk about the Pantheon in regards to what Epic could be like, because I guess that's the most recent of the situations. Oh my. Thank you, by the way, Abby. And thank you to Valorant for matching some gifted subs. If you guys don't know, on the Twitch side, this month, because it's the end of September, when every 5 gifted subs, Valorant will actually match a random amount of gifted subs with whatever amount of subs. So if you get 5 subs, they could throw 10. If you give 10, they could throw 20, et cetera, et cetera. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. But yeah, really quickly, for Pantheon, I mean, Rolk was a huge one. Having Shadow Rolk was one of the coolest changes of all time. And you know, I have to say this, CB.
Yeah.
It was so good that it's hard for me to go back and play regular Vow of the Disciple the same way, because I sit there and I'm like, where's Shadow Rolk?
Shadow Rolk was really cool. And honestly, with that, Evan, I think this is a good time to now segue. And let's take it to you guys, y'all. I want to know what you guys think about some of the changes that might be able to maybe be implemented when it comes to the Epic Raid that you think either make sense or that are on your wish list. And so with that, let's start off with Agrios, the Hobgoblin here, Evan.
Let's talk about Agrios.
In terms of what we think that they can change with this one, Evan and I kind of had a chat about this. We kind of want to know from your guys' perspective what you think might be able to be added when it comes to this encounter. What I'm thinking, and now I want to hear what you're thinking too, Evan, this one's super mechanical already. So it makes it hard to think about what they can add more so than maybe just like what I'm leaning towards is maybe something when it comes to spiking up the ads, or maybe something additional you need to do at DPS. But there's already kind of a lot going on this one. So in terms of mechanics, out of the 4.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is that ultimately, when you go to the Hobgoblin, right? Everybody knows our boy Agrios just chilling out there on the different platforms. 3 of them actually, just chilling out there on the different platforms. Obviously, you have 3 people on plate duty, 3 people are on Chronon duty. Like you said, it is already very mechanically heavy.
Out of at least the 4,
out of the 4, it's more mechanically heavy. I do like your idea about buffing up the ads, because the ads were kind of
in general, I don't think they ever were.
Really, in any encounter,
no teams really were struggling with.
No. But I guess the way that I think about it, CB, is just that there was already Wyverns and Hydras in that encounter. So it's like, I'm not sure what they could do ad-wise, but I do think, because Agrios basically is shooting a laser and has that timer ticking you, maybe they cut the timer down by a lot. Maybe there's a 4th Agrios out there, because we know that there's 3 different buffs that you have to go and deposit. So maybe a 4th one.
Interesting. All right, let's see what's said too. I'm seeing, let me see.
So chat, what do you guys think? Again, we're asking you guys as well as ourselves of what changes could be with Agrios, the Hobgoblin, our favorite Hobgoblin friend that is out there. So what do you guys think? I'm seeing Helion says maybe you need 1 more bubble to stun him. That would be cool, like 2 bubbles.
See, maybe an added layer to DPS. Which might be, I mean, that kind of lends itself to what you're saying about there being a 4th. A 4th? I never even really thought about that, but that would be kind of crazy.
I mean, I think there, like, something during the DPS phase to really throw you off could be a big one, right? Because once Agrios comes down, it's like, all right, DPS. But once Agrios goes up, it's like, okay, more DPS. But what if there was an additional layer once it goes up? Or maybe a health gate that you have to hit when it goes up? Like, all these things are, in my mind at least.
Right, I see more than 1 variable elimination. I see one maybe an added layer, a hidden phase. Spectre,
okay.
Maybe elaborate on that. What do you mean by, like, in a hidden phase in what way? And I see like a witness test-like phase, maybe.
A witness test phase? That would be so funny.
Throwing in a test.
Having to draw squares, triangles, and circles.
That would definitely be something. I'm trying to see if there's...
Drop pods?
Cabal drop pods in the middle.
It's just yeah, imagine giant Cabal drop pods coming down and smashing you while you're mid DPS.
Sorry, so they are adding Taniks some way.
Taniks is chilling with us today.
Yeah,
Taniks is hanging out with us.
So I see one that says a final stand, which honestly, it would be interesting if they added an additional because the thing is about the bosses that we had pre getting obviously to the end.
Yeah.
They were like a lot of people. This is the first time where a lot of people named the bosses by their type and not by their name. For instance, it's not like they call War Priest Knight.
Yeah.
They call War Priest War Priest. But the overwhelming majority of players in the community are normally just saying Hobgoblin, just saying Wyvern, just saying Hydra. So I do wonder if they do add an additional almost layer, like you're mentioning with Final Stand, that could make it where they do feel almost more like, I would say, maybe name boss-like. Like I don't even know what the exact term I'm looking for is, but that's interesting. Or they could just add Shadow
Roll. Why not? Shadow Roll, walk around the room.
Why not?
Okay, so the next thing that we're going to ask you guys, because obviously we've talked about the Hobgoblin at this point, let's go to the Wyvern, Iatros. Let's talk about Iatros here. If you guys remember, everybody picks up some Chronons, you jump through a big hoop together, you power that on, you know where to go based on the color of the hoop, you jump up a tower, one person jumps up the tower, has to activate the different things, kill the swarms, everybody else is 3-2-1ing with timing. It's a rhythm, it's a metronome. You gotta hit the timing. If the timing is off, then it's really punishing. But my question to everybody is, what could be added? Because this is, I would say, the least mechanically complex encounter that we have in the entire raid.
This is the one where I'd expect more additional layers of mechanics to be added. Like when I think about what already exists, one of the things that I do think about too is when everybody kind of 3-2-1s and times it so that they can spawn the platforms. Like I kind of think about this as already kind of very centered around platforming. So I wonder, could they make it where the platforming is harder, where like maybe the pathing for it is different? That's one thing. Do they make it more punishing? Right now, I would say the normal rate's pretty forgiving. You can mess it up a few times. I know we've been guilty of that before, where our timing's off, and next thing you know, our jumper's mad at us because we've messed up the platforms. So they could maybe make it more punishing, where there's not as much room for error. That's like another thing too. But let's see what people are saying. I see 2 players have to climb is one thing that I see.
2 players have to climb. Baby Wyverns.
Baby Wyverns. What, like Screeb, only Wyvern edition?
Just like small, like imagine a Wyvern, but it like pounces, but it's like way faster because it's really tiny.
That sounds
so
awful.
It's like jumping.
Do they explode? Like,
well,
they
hurt.
Screeb?
I don't know if they explode, but they hurt.
I see a 4th column on Wyvern or more Vex boxes to collect. I saw another 2 people needing to jump.
Like, does the baby wyvern like grow up and like does it just like how does a baby wyvern like turn into a full-grown wyvern? Do they have to add parts to it? Is it how does that?
You tell me, Evan. You tell me.
I bet the growing pains for a baby wyvern to a full-grown wyvern are miserable.
There's also 2 sets of platforms at a time. See, that's where I'm at, guys. I really think that the biggest thing that they could add a layer to would be platforming, or at least it feels like that's the most obvious. Is there anything else do you think that we're missing?
I'm saying once you hit a box, pillar players have to rotate to the next box. That actually could be really interesting, and that's a really good one. Thank you, Demonic, for saying that. Imagine 3, 2, 1, shoot, and then it's like, okay, guys, everybody rotate the room.
Right. Yeah.
And now, because now.
Like
obviously,
activate some, almost like maybe having a debuff that just stops you from like in some way that forces that rotate.
Yeah, a timer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so then the people who are maybe on Iatros duty, keeping the boss at bay, have to swap with people that are doing pillar duty.
Interesting.
And then you kind of have to have the person who's climbing shoot one of the boxes to lift themselves up.
Ooh.
Like, so then it's a full rotation. Everybody's kind of like doing the full circle. I think that's very interesting.
Yeah, that actually is like a really good theory. I'm also seeing maybe adding something like teams having to split up. Portal only allows set amount inside for a set amount of time. It's another one I'm seeing as well. Let me go to the other.
Gabriel says, "Stop giving them things to make the game even harder." Guys, it's epic.
This needs to be this one needs to be epic. So in my opinion, they need to make substantial changes to each of these bosses.
Yes,
like substantial.
Yes.
So we're excited. So like we'll see. I mean, so I honestly I feel like we got some really good theories for that one. That was actually really good, guys. I like the theories that you guys are cooking up here. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to our third boss, pre-final boss. Let's talk about the Apoptes, the Hydra. So what do you think they could add there, Evan?
So if I remember Apoptes,
Yep.
and I love my boy Apoptes.
Yep.
So whenever I enter that room, it's you jump in, you clear some ads, and then you're calling out for each other across the different rooms, and you're telling each other on each side which eye to shoot, top left, bottom right, all this kind of stuff. And then the people in the middle are then going to stand on a plate, and then you shoot the ones that are not the one that they see, so the other two correlating. So if I say bottom right, it's top and bottom left, and then blah, 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 it drops the shield, drops the Hydras, and then everybody comes together once all the Hydras on the sides are dead. And then it's timing on damage. It's a lot of mechanics.
It is a lot of mechanics, but there is one mechanic that is just like strangely missing. And
What would you say?
Wait, the thing about raids, and especially just in general, but even very much so in this raid as well, one thing that we're seeing from almost start to finish, even though it's not technically linear, we see a lot of Chronons.
We do see a lot of Chronons.
All the time. But then we just don't.
That's a good point. There is no Chronons that I know of in here, and maybe the plate is a big Chronon. Maybe whenever you stand on the plate, it's just a giant Chronon, but you're right, there is no Chronons. Maybe you need to power the plates in order to get said buff to then do the mechanics, but maybe during damage there's something with Chronons as well. I'm with you on the Chronon theory.
Yeah, I mean, because that's one layer that I think. I mean, another one is they could, like, we kind of talked about Heart Mode Wrath. I remember I said it was kind of more servitors at it, like just enhancing what you're already doing, just more of it, essentially.
Yeah.
They could do more rounds of eyes, too.
I think
That's
so.
another way they could go about it, too. More eyes, just, whether it comes to the DPS phase of eyes or the getting the DPS of eyes.
I actually think, now that you mention it, because I know Chronons are a big part that's missing, and I know we say more eyes, but let's bring us back to Iatros for a moment, and we talked about rotations.
Okay.
We talked about room rotations. I wonder if it's every time you break an eye, somebody else has to break the next eye. I wonder if there's something to do with rotating.
A rotation with eyes.
And I'm also wondering,
okay.
now that I think about it, I'm also wondering on what do we think about. Not only do you break some eyes, but the call-outs are different, like the ordering. So, like, I'm not calling out for you, you're not calling out for me. Maybe somebody in the middle has to call out for both of us so that we can see.
Well, I guess we'll see. Let's see what everybody's saying here. So, Chronon spawning around the map during the damage to be able to pop the shield and shoot the eyes is one that I'm seeing. What are you saying? That could...
I'm seeing the color of the Chronon determines what mechanics you do. I'm seeing swap sides halfway through. I'm seeing they should add a cinematic cutscene
in the middle of it.
In the middle of it, 9 Apoptes. 9 Apoptes.
I
Why
see
not?
hourglass in the middle. You have to kill the boss from the side rooms.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of changes that can be made there, but
what
hourglass in the middle.
Well, I was even
boss
just
in the side
thinking,
room.
I guess just boss kind of, because obviously everybody heads to the middle, but yeah, if he was kind of a little more mobile. But that would maybe, I don't know, different spots.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll see. Let me see what else there is. Let me take a look and see. Yeah, 9 Apoptes is crazy, guys. Extend, but they need to break the eyes and the Chronons to pop them on the main boss. Picking up Chronons, yoink someone to an alternate timeline where the callouts are made by that person. Honestly, I don't think that happens, but what I do think that having an additional layer of calling out and rotating does probably make the most sense in terms of adding an additional layer without, I guess, completely changing the integrity of what that encounter is.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think there's a lot of good ideas that are passed around chat, but I think while we go on to the next one, because I think, obviously we've talked about Apoptes, Iatros, we've obviously talked about my boy Agrios. Now, I think we should talk about the final boss, and that is named Koragos. Now, first of all, CB, Koragos, if you remember, had one of the most dramatic entrances of all time.
Oh, by far.
I think it's up there with like what would you say is like a dramatic entrance that you can think of?
I mean, at least if I was to think of ones that were on an insane scale of entrance, I mean, Oryx honestly just has to be up there, just in the sense of him rising from literally there was nothing, and then he's just completely the biggest thing we've ever seen, and that was in 2015.
That was.
Like I think that was a
Crota's
very
entrance
grand
is cool.
Entrance. Yeah, Crota's entrance.
Crota just like appears, and then it's like.
You know what's kind of funny too? Even though it's not really a lot of people's favorite bosses, Argos coming in with a cutscene was kind of sick.
Argos did have a cutscene.
He did have a cutscene.
Is that the only boss that we've had that's ever had a cutscene? I know there's Wrath of the Machine had a cutscene for Siege Engine, but is that the only?
When Callus stood up, did he have?
Callus had a cutscene.
I think Callus
had a
one, too.
cutscene.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're
There
honestly,
weren't that
guys.
many, though. There weren't that
honestly,
many.
whoever said add a cutscene to the Apoptes encounter, they might be onto something.
Yeah, but I think every single one.
Every single boss gets a cutscene. Why not? Let's make it a 30-minute cinematic while we're at it.
Oh,
unskippable.
Oh man,
That'd be fun.
But in terms of what I think, like legitimately with this one, we already kind of saw this, Evan, and when we were casting the original race, when they had finished the final stand.
Yes.
It felt like there was something.
It felt like there was something more going on at Final Stand.
It was
Korogos.
everything turned red.
Yes.
Numbers were registering.
Yes. Snazzy was freaking out.
He was freaking out.
Yes.
Didn't even really I don't even think. I mean, his heart was probably beating so fast he didn't even know what was going on. But the fact that there was numbers, it was red, and it was very, very like that animation was just so long. I almost wonder if there's something additional there. Like once you clear final stand, maybe? I just don't know. Like, where's your guys' heads at? Where's everybody's heads at?
Yeah, what does everybody think the final boss of, I guess, normal Desert Perpetual, the contest Desert Perpetual, what do you guys think that boss, what do you think they could change with Korogos?
Korogos.
I thought that Korogos was probably, it was a great way to tie everything together. I mean, you're stunning the boss consistently, you're getting different buffs, everybody has a different role while the mines are floating around. You have true ones and false ones. I think I agree with you that Final Stand is definitely the easiest thing to say, like, okay, is that even a tease? Is that like a tease for Epic? Was that something that I could even wipe? Because Snazzy was standing right in front of
right there.
And he didn't die.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing too. Is like that one is outside of, obviously we talked about Hobgoblin as well. Korogos is already fairly mechanical.
Yeah.
There is a fair amount going on. So when I do think about adding more to the Korogos DPS section, I'm struggling to think about what they could add that would maybe just more of what is already happening.
Yeah.
Or maybe a punishing of who is doing what, where you can't just kind of be reliant on everybody doing the same things over and over, because there are, like, obviously there are different roles going on. Maybe there could be a debuff that causes a lockout. I don't really know. I'm not too sure. It's gonna be
It's gonna be a really good think, but I want to just stay very consistent in saying I think we both agree, and I think a lot of people in chat, from what I've seen, fully agree that once you beat the final stand, there is going to be something more. That's what we feel like. That we don't know, but that's what we feel like is going to be there.
Well, and I mean, honestly, that segue.
I'm reading some of these.
What do you say?
Korogos will open a portal to an alternate timeline where you can play Wrath of the Machine.
Oh boy.
I'm seeing champions. I'm seeing boss spawns and mini bosses. Imagine Korogos is like, you're not done. Go fight Apoptes. Go fight Iatros.
Well, honestly,
fight Agrios.
it does segue us, like, because one option, which is our theory, is something on top of Final Stand, which would just be like Final Stand Part 2. But one thing that we have had in the past wasn't Final Stand Part 2, but it was an additional encounter once the boss was actually completed.
Yes.
And that was Queen's Walk, right? And obviously we have Last Wish right behind me. So the other thing is, maybe there's not an additional layer after Final Stand, but what if there was something else after?
That's definitely a great point, CB. And I would love to see, as you said, break the
mold.
No, it wasn't just break the mold. It was break the mold.
Break the
mold.
And with that being said, guys, the mold was broken with the normal Desert Perpetual. So I do feel like And I'm hoping that they once again do break it. And whether that's with an additional Queen's Walk, that would be one thing for sure that could be very, very cool. But guys, there's another thing too. And Evan and I were chatting about this a little bit when we were doing a run with Team Nuts when we went back and we did the raid. But some people also think that there might be a additional path that may be another encounter maybe before Korra goes.
Yep.
Like, do you guys think that there is any possibility that another encounter happens? What do you guys think? Anybody on the
while
new
you guys
encounter train?
And while you guys are typing that in, I want to give some credit to this theory because we were running the raid with them and they were like, yeah, if you look over here, there's a dome, like a main entrance that just it goes nowhere. Now it could just be environmental design, but there's literally a carpet, like the yellow carpet is like draped out for it. So I'm not saying that the mold could be broken there, but I am saying it will be epic.
It will be epic. And with that being said, if we were, let's just hypothetically, Nevin, I want to ask you this, and I want to ask chat this, and and we have one final question after, but just if we were to have a new encounter, do you think it'd be another boss? Do you think it'd be a puzzle? Do you think, like, what if we, on your wish list, if you could have something else, what would you?
My theory is that because every single encounter in Desert Perpetual is a boss, right? You have to stick to that theme. But this boss needs to be like the Brood Queen. It needs to be like an evil boss that is just like, I'm the one, the puppet master, right? This needs to be a boss that is so mean because it's like, yeah, you want to
Maya Sundaresh.
Maya Sundaresh? I need this boss to be, you know, the imp swarms, like the ones that are at Iatros?
I do.
I need that to be a giant imp swarm. One giant swarm of locusts, man. Like evil robot locusts.
We shall see. Evan, I only have one final question for everybody in chat and yourself as well. Predictions on length, guys. How long do we think this goes today?
How long do we think this goes? Everybody just put in a number.
Final question.
Put in a number. We don't even need days, weeks, years, whatever. Just put in a number. We'll make the assumption.
Final question.
How many blank does this go? How long does Epic Raid go?
At a minimum for me, Evan, at a minimum, this needs to go 6. I'm hoping for 8.
My minimum is 5.
Okay,
and the reason why I say that.
So your Price is Right me right below?
No, but yes,
okay.
yes, because last time he Price is Righted me by an hour range,
right,
and we were both wrong.
Fair. We were very wrong.
But you were right.
I did Price is Right. I got the brand new car.
Brand new car.
Okay, continue.
So I was gonna say, if you remember, I'm taking you back to Vesper's host for a moment. Dungeons were a raid race day or a dungeon race day that I don't think people really were like, yeah, it's a dungeon though. Like, we haven't got anything crazy. What does Contest Dungeon even look like? And then it came out and it smoked a lot of raids that have been there. I mean, Vespers was a big day. And then everybody went, okay, yeah, we're getting prepped for Sundered. And Sundered was even longer. So I want to just stress that Epic, in my opinion, for it to be considered that, like, oh wow, this was really hard. This was definitely worth the name Epic Raid. This is worth all of this coming together, all this moment happening for everybody in the community. It needs to be minimum 5 hours for me. But my hope is at least 8 to 10.
All right, well, I'm seeing a lot of 2s, 7, 17, 10, 8, 4, 6 to 7, 6 to 7, 11. It's all over the place. But
all right, a lot of 6, 7. That's a good one, guys. Thank you.
Well, guys.
Thank you, guys.
The first one, Desert Perpetual, went 15. And so we're going to see how long it goes today. But how about before the race actually starts, let's hear from the team that did cross the finish line first in 15 hours and see what they think about not only the raid that they ultimately ended up getting world's first on, but also some ideas for the Epic Raid as well.
We sat down with Team Nuts for an interview.
So obviously at the time you didn't realize that you had a choice in your first encounter that you could complete, but a few months on, would you have chosen to complete the contest in that order?
Definitely yes. We all feel that the encounter order we chose definitely contributed pretty heavily to our win. Hobgoblin being first was perfect for us. We got to learn a pretty mechanically complex encounter while everyone else was learning theirs. And then the damage execution was just right up our alley with grapple melees and 4 of the warlocks. So that was great, and we got to go into Wyvern and skip the learning phase and do just execution, which was very important for Wyvern because it's not that it's not that big of an execution check. So that there was big time save in that encounter, and then the same thing goes for Hydra, where it still is a bigger execution check, but not having to figure it out is a huge time save in that encounter. So made a big difference for us.
Do you think that when it comes to the epic raid that teams are going to follow the same order, or do you think that things are going to be switched up? Like, what do you think?
I think teams are going to follow whatever order they're comfortable with. I don't think it makes too big of a difference now that we know all the encounters. The only thing that could happen is if they add a bunch of stuff to each encounter and one of them is more complex than the other, you could end up with another scenario like this where there is one where it's more beneficial to do last than first. But of course, we don't know that going into the raid, so I think people are just going to stick to what they're comfortable with.
It's been a few months since the first time you guys stepped into the Hobgoblin encounter, so I kind of just want to ask, how have your thoughts kind of developed over the months? Like, what do you guys like, and what do you guys ultimately not like?
In my opinion, this encounter has aged the best out of all of them. To me, this boss feels the most complete in the whole raid. I really appreciate the damage phase testing players' knowledge on what weapons and abilities to use for what range he's at, as we haven't really seen that before where a boss is going back and forth. The only thing I don't like about this boss is the way the detain mechanic works, and that it can break sometimes for no apparent reason. But overall, I really enjoyed this boss a lot, and is my personal favorite in the whole raid. Aesthetically, I really love these kinds of asymmetric arenas that they do. The music is great, and the atmosphere is awesome.
So how do you guys think the fight will change, and where might the added difficulty come from in the epic raid?
I think in the epic raid, this encounter might see the least amount of changes due to it feeling pretty complete already. When thinking about changes Bungie could add to encounters, I feel like it's appropriate to think about where the most physical empty space is currently, because that could be where they maybe add another coil to turn on, or maybe they add another platform for the boss to stand on, giving a different line of sight to worry about rather than players just standing on one side of the inner mohawk. They could also do an inversion of the current fight where instead of one of the hobgoblins becoming activated, now two of them become activated, and the one that is turned off is the one that you need to align to.
Let's take a quick second to talk about the Wyvern encounter. With this being your second boss in the world's first run, how well prepared were you guys when it came to info when you reached this encounter, and how quickly did it take you guys to get it down?
So we essentially rocked up to Wyvern with a whole dado guide thanks to our scouts, which gave us a very good head start before starting the encounter, and gave us a quick understanding of what to look out for in terms of mechanics, which sped up the entire process of solving and getting the processes down.
What are your general feelings about this encounter compared to some of the others? What would you change about this encounter, and what did you like about it?
So overall, this encounter is a bit of a weird one. At first, looks extremely simplistic in terms of mechanics, but when you really take a look at what you're doing, you see that there's quite a few moving parts to it. In my opinion, I think that this encounter takes the most coordination between your teammates, even more than something like Hydra. This encounter is all about timing, and messing up slowly chips away at your timer. And my favorite thing about this encounter is the boot mechanic. It's such a small thing that's just a nuisance at first, but really screws you over when it needs to. However, one thing I would change is probably the leniency of the wipe timer, because when the wipe timer hits 0, it doesn't actually wipe you immediately. It doesn't kill you, but instead it gives you a bit of a grace period where you can still dunk chronons to extend that timer. And in my opinion, I think wipe timers should be definite. Like, if it hits 0, it needs to wipe the team. It needs to end it. End the run right then and there.
How do you think Bungie could or should change the Wyvern for the epic raid?
So I've thought about this a little bit, and one way I've thought is changing that there needs to be like 3 jumpers instead of the 1, because there are 3 platforms in total, or like 3 plates where you can start jumping from. So having 3 people simultaneously jumping up and doing that mechanic might be a little bit more interesting, and it would remove more people from the main area, so there'd be less people to kind of rely on throughout the encounter. And branching off of that one, there might be some buffs similar to Core Ghosts where you need to stand on the individual plates to get 3 different buffs. And I don't know how specifically you would work these into the encounter, but maybe there's something like unobserved chronons within this encounter, making the wipe timer extension a bit more time consuming and messing up much more punishing.
Since the Hydra was the last of your 3 initial bosses, do you think this was the one that you were the best prepared for over the others?
I would actually argue you would think so, but we personally struggled mechanically for a while there. With the nature of the raid being non-linear, we were very grateful to just basically have a guide when we got there, but we were really prepared, but the execution wasn't there for a bit. But it is what it is.
How have your opinions changed over time in this fight? Or do you still feel very similar about the mechanics and DPS from how you felt the first time?
I love this encounter so much. Like, this encounter made basically all 6 of us skill issue at one point during DPS, trying to figure out the eyes. and I think that's that's perfect for a contest experience. You want everyone to be challenged, you want everyone to be involved, so I still love it to this day.
What do you think are the most likely ways, or the ways that Bungie should change the fight for the release of the Epic Raid?
I would argue you could change the position of the eyes, maybe, to make it really wacky, make it less lenient with time. I feel like you have a lot of time during DPS to, like, mess up. Maybe shorten that down now that everyone knows how to do the raid. Get more people involved, because honestly, truth be told, this game is best played when everyone has to do something at a very high level, and you can see that with the 5 feats, getting everyone involved during mechanics and final boss and this boss. It's a lot of fun. So that's those are like 2 aspects in which I would change this boss fight.
Now, Snazzy, your boss reaction was amazing during Raid Zone. How do you rank this boss in Destiny history in terms of presence, entrance, aura, whatever you want to call it?
I think Korgos, in my opinion, ranks to be the best boss in Destiny history. A damage check, along with people doing mechanics mid-fight and dodging lasers, has to be the coolest / toughest a boss could be, I feel. As well as the entrance to the boss fight, Korgos popping out of the ground throughout the sand and being this big harpy is just so cool.
This was the DPS check that was the hardest for a lot of teams to overcome in the raid. Do you still think that it's going to be the hardest when it comes to the Epic Raid?
I would definitely think this will be the hardest DPS check in the Epic Raid. I think Bungie has a common experience of trying to make their final bosses DPS check the hardest out of the raid, and with them making an Epic Raid, I definitely feel like Korgos will still be the hardest DPS check.
What could Bungie do in the Epic Raid to improve this fight overall?
They can improve the fight by requiring a bit more from players during the running and damage, as well as increasing the boss health by just a bit. Maybe by adding an extra mini mechanic during the damage phase that another player needs to do, or two players need to take care of, something like that, I feel.
With it taking over 15 hours for the original World's First to be completed, how long do you think the Epic Raid's going to take?
I think the Epic Raid version will be completed much faster, because most of the challenge in day ones is figuring out the mechanics for the first time and how they all connect together across encounters. This one, you already have the baseline of what you need to do with a little bit more sprinkled on top, but the core mechanics won't change, so there won't be really much to build off of, and in turn, there won't be as much challenge as normal raid races. If I were to give a time estimate, I would say it's probably completed around 6 to 8 hours, depending on how tough Bungie wants to make the damage checks.
If you could go back and experience one moment from your World's First completion that wasn't the boss kill, what would it be?
I would love to go back to Hobgoblin and just grapple melee him again. That was so fun, because it was the first time anyone's ever grapple meleeed in a competitive race, and on top of that, we got to show what our team's really good at in a high pressure situation. So that one was really awesome to do.
That was Team Nuts, everybody. And that was Ham, Melito, and Scaria. That was Snazzy. That was Mitch. And that was Silken. And they are insanely, insanely good players. And we have some more news coming up for Team Nuts a little bit later. Not to foreshadow anything, but
true.
I will foreshadow one thing by taking away the shadows on a stream. Ham, love you to death, man. There is no more covers today, guys.
Let's go ahead and talk about our next segment, which is the stream rules, Evan. Let's go ahead and talk about it.
Let's talk about the stream rules on the screen. Let's see if we can pull those up. So if you guys know, this time around, everybody will have to follow some standard guidelines on streaming their world's first attempts. This is a way for everything to be as transparent as possible in the approval process, as well as just making it a good viewing experience, and on top of that, making it a fair competitive experience for a lot of people. So with the goals of today, with the Epic Raid rapidly approaching, Bungie wanted to make sure that players were aware of updated streaming guidelines required to qualify for World's First. To reiterate, streaming is required, but only one member of the 6-player fire team must stream. The stream must be on YouTube, Twitch, or
Billy. Like I said, guys, we are going to be everywhere, tracking people all over the world.
Yes, exactly. And the stream must be set to video on demand so that we can obviously pull up a VOD. Game audio must always be on, but players may mute their voice audio. So, like, again, it's one of those things where we don't need to necessarily be in the huddle.
Right.
We just want to see the plays as they are happening.
Yep.
The team member who does end up streaming cannot black out or hide their screen or portions of their screen outside of the designated areas showcased in the guidelines.
So what are those areas that can be covered up?
Let's go ahead and show those areas that can be covered. So there's an idea of webcam and chat in the bottom right. If you would like to put them there, those are optional. But the screen buffs, if you would like to cover your buffs, they are there. Remember, it is optional if you want to cover things.
Yes.
You don't have to cover anything. But if you're competitively thinking, hey, you know, I don't want people to see all the buffs that are on screen, I don't want people to see these things, Bungie has provided an overlay that will make sure that it is nice and covered up.
Yes, so those things are available to you guys, and like Evan said, remember, these are not required. These are things that if you are going to be blurring, they're providing these assets. But obviously, if you're just streaming normally, this isn't something that you need to worry about.
Exactly.
With that being said, Evan, we talked about the rules. You showed
Yes.
the overlay as well, but there's something that we always do when it comes to when we go ahead and go through Raid Zone.
Yes.
Before we go live with the race, there's always something that, you know, it doesn't feel like Raid Zone until I hear a certain word from you. And every single time you bring the energy with it, I feel like every time it's always like one bar raised.
I got it.
So
I got the word.
I need you to be ready. Okay?
Yeah.
'Cause I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So we are going to be going over the
epic.
No. Not yet, at least.
Epic.
No, different word.
Not epic.
What word?
Banned.
A little bit louder though, Evan. That was really bad. I'm gonna need a real one.
Banned.
Evan, give me a real one.
Banned.
Evan, give me the real one.
Banned.
That's still not the real one.
Banned.
There we go. Okay, dude, let me see the ban list. Show it on
Let's
the
see
screen.
the ban list.
All right, so we're gonna rattle through it, Evan, the way that we always do, guys. This is the official banned list of things that we're not gonna be able to use today on the Epic Raid. And Evan, I'm gonna need you to really channel it in because I'm gonna need you to bring it here because every single time you bring it, and if you don't bring it, then I feel like it's just gonna be a bad omen. So you ready for this?
Prepare your ears.
All right, here we go. So starting off, we got the Bastion Exotic Rifle.
Ban!
1-2 punch first.
Ban!
The Haliatus Legendary Rocket
Ban!
Launcher. Lightweight Legendary Sword. And there goes the Exotic Sword.
Ben, get him out of here. And it was funny because Ham was talking about, hey, you know, we really like grapple meleeing the boss. A big part of that is 1-2 punch. So we're going to have to see what they're able to adapt to. Also, I saw the Bastion Exotic Fusion Rifle. I wonder why Bastion. I wonder why. There's been some developments with that.
There has been some developments, guys. So these are the things that are going to be banned. There it is. So that is our ban list, guys. So if there's any questions on that, this is also available, I believe, on the Bungie page as well. But yeah, these are going to be the 5 things that you guys need to make sure that you're aware of when it comes to planning out what you're going to be using. So with that being said, now let's talk about if you do cross the finish line within the 48 hours, what you can expect.
Oh,
so let's throw up that emblem.
Look at that thing. Oh my good golly gumdrops.
So that is going to be what you can earn for completing the Epic Raid within the first 48 hours while contest is live.
Ooh. And CB, I want to point
something out.
I don't know what this emblem is referencing. Because I can't. Well, maybe eyeballs.
Well, yeah, clearly
there's
eyeballs.
right,
because that's where we.
What is on the left?
On the left, I'm not quite sure.
And this is what, because usually emblems they point to encounters. I mean, the last contest emblem was literally Korogos as an emblem, and it looked amazing. And not to say that this one doesn't look amazing, because it clearly does. It's actually rocking, you know, my favorite color is green. Yeah. A little verdant specifically. It's got a little verdant in there. Okay. But I can tell you right now.
I mean, the hex code?
There's something, yeah, little 0175.
Okay.
I can tell you right now that this is something that I don't recognize in Desert Perpetual.
Yeah, far left, not sure on. Yeah, obviously right, we can kind of, we recognize that. So we'll see if that turns into anything. But with that being said, at the off chance that you're not able to cross the finish line in the first 48 hours, and you do just want to still, you know, complete the Epic Raid on the normal version of it, there is an emblem for you as well. So let's go ahead and see that as well.
Let's go ahead and see it. Oh,
so here's another.
So it looks like to me, if I'm a thinking man, and I'm a man who has thoughts.
Okay, let me hear.
I'm a man who has thoughts. So I see a triangle that kind of looks like the Vault of Glass a little bit. The color scheme is similar.
Color scheme for sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's Vexy, right?
Yep, very Vexy.
my boy Rahul would be very happy with the bottom of that. Because I don't know if you noticed, but it kind of looks like some sort of looted Vexy.
Yeah, the interesting thing that I think is, if I like once again just to dissect, all we can really do is dissect what we have in front of us. But we do have like a pentagon-like shape in the middle of the triangle as well, Evan.
Yes.
And like I mean, it's got 5 sides to it. I don't really know. Like I'm just like sitting here trying to like cope and like think like maybe they could be pointing to the different. I don't even know. But like you know,
but
10-fold hat on. You know,
but I'm gonna stay with you
okay,
again. Because if we are gonna be sitting there and thinking about the contest day 1 emblem, this is the epic raid emblem.
Yes, still representing the epic.
So it has to represent something in the epic raid no matter what.
Yes.
And do you recognize anything here that really tells you, okay, this is something we've seen before? Maybe some of the environment, because color scheme wise, it kind of looks like Desert Perpetual. Like,
see, I'm coping, Evan, but see, for me, like I said, with the pentagon and 5 sides, like, we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see, but that's my cope. And guys, I don't know, that's me coping, but you know, let's hope. Anyways. Now let's talk about everybody that's hanging out in chat right now, guys.
Yes.
So if you're watching any of your favorite streamers across the directory,
love you guys. Thank you for watching today.
there is an emblem that you can get for watching as well. So let's take a look at that as well.
Oh, for watching.
The gnarled tendrils.
For watching the stream for minimum 1 hour, make sure that your Bungie account is linked to your Twitch account. And then on the YouTube side, I believe we also are giving away some emblems on top of this. So we'll be doing some giveaways today, guys. Don't you worry. But this emblem is for watching the stream. So minimum 1 hour, just watch the stream. Make sure your account is linked. And I mean, it looks cool. Now, where are these tendrils coming from? Is that Koragos on the middle? Is this a new thing? Color scheme wise, I like the greens.
The color scheme's very cool. It's very hard to even like chat. What do you think about this one in terms of like what this could even be representing? I don't really know. This one's hard to say. To be honest, I'm not sure.
It
but
could be what was it? 3? Could be 3 from no, maybe the cosmic being of the 9. It could be okay. Yeah. See, Shiro is in chat. Hit me with the 3 of the 9. See, 3 could be 3.
It could be. And with that being said, Evan, we do have one more emblem that wasn't one that was even announced. This is something that nobody knew.
This is a brand new certified reveal, a Raid Zone exclusive reveal.
Yeah, so this was one that Bungie didn't even say in the TWAB, but the Golden Hour is back, guys.
The Golden Hour emblem is available.
And so you guys can earn this once again in any of your favorite Destiny streamers all across the directory.
Golden Relief.
Yes. And so the Golden Relief can be earned by gifting 1 sub, non-prime, non-anonymous, to any of your favorite streamers in the Destiny 2 directory.
Yes, so any streamer that is on Twitch, just make sure that it is a tier 1 or a gifted sub that is tier 1 equivalent. Again, make sure your Bungie account is linked to your Twitch account. But yes, if you gift a sub or if you tier 1 sub, you do get an emblem today. And it is also September, so subs are discounted on top of that.
Yes, they are.
But CB.
Yes.
We've talked about the in-game rewards.
Yes, we have.
We've talked about the potential bans.
We have.
The bans!
Yes.
And we've also talked about the new streaming requirements.
Yes, we have.
But you know what's required to look good on Raid Zone and also look good?
Suits.
Suits definitely help, but CB, I was thinking about taking it a step further.
Yeah? What are you thinking about?
We've lived together for a long time.
Yeah?
Let's bring up the full cam for a second. Let's bring up the full cam.
Oh.
CB, we've lived together for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
And CB, it's with great honor that yep. You're a great housemate, and I wanted to honor said housemate rules and requirements. Will you accept my ring?
Is it an epic ring?
It's an epic ring.
Then yes. I will accept your epic
go!
ring.
Let's go!
Okay. All seriousness, if you guys complete the epic raid, there is a ring.
There is a ring.
Let's go ahead and show this thing.
He said yes. He said yes.
There it is.
There it is.
The epic ring.
Let's do it. We got to do a little ring. Yeah. All right, right to the camera.
Is it?
And then
I thought we got a bump.
And then we got a bump.
This thing is nice too. So guys, you can earn this if you complete the epic raid. Any of you guys can get your hands on an epic ring and then go give it to somebody special.
Yes. go give it to that special housemate, okay?
Give it to that special casting mate that you do at Raid Zone with.
That special casting mate that you do Raid Zone with. Guys, we're rocking this for the whole. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
And so now, this is for anybody that completes the epic raid if they want to get their hands on the epic ring. Remember, this isn't a ring, this is an epic ring.
This is an epic ring.
If there would have been a normal ring, I would have said no.
Well, I wouldn't get you a normal ring. I'd get you an epic ring.
It was an epic ring is the only reason I said yes.
I'm not gonna not get him an epic ring, guys.
Well,
it has to be an epic ring.
Well, I'm glad. And now we'll have an epic wedding. But with that being said, guys, if you do cross the finish line first, obviously there is the highest tier reward for that. And so we're going to talk about in a second, but not yet, we're going to talk about in a second what you're going to get if you cross the finish line first for the epic raid. But first, we want to reveal to you guys what the winning team of the Desert Perpetual World's First Race, Team Nuts, what they got for winning theirs.
Let's
take a
show
look
Team
at that.
Nuts
Gold belts.
Look at the gold. Look at Koragos on the side.
Yes.
It's going to say Team Nuts on the belt. Look at that thing. Again, I want to say a big shout out and a much love to Team Nuts.
Yes.
Those guys are amazing.
Absolute
Go show them
goats.
some love.
Yes.
Ham, Inscaria, Melito, Mitch, Silken, and Dabs, aka Snazzy Rock.
Yes, sir.
They absolutely popped off, and this is their belt that they're going to be receiving.
Etched themselves in history, and I mean, what a, like we said, and I know we're going to be talking about breaking the mold all day, but I mean, breaking the mold in that raid and ushering us into the new era of raiding when it comes to the Fate Saga and crossing the finish line first, 15 hours in, non-linear raid, one of the, if not the craziest high octane back and forth finale and we've ever had when it comes to 6 or 7 teams all having a chance to be world's first, all just barely missing it and getting slivered. I fell to the ground like 6 different times. I poured like 7 different cups from this pitcher. I mean, it was a crazy, like it was the craziest back and forth that we've ever seen. If anybody was there for Raid Zone last time, you guys know, I mean, I only hit the floor like 10 times.
Minimum.
And so, big shout out to them for winning.
Big shout out to Team Nuts. Again, let's get one more round of applause for Team Nuts. Let's show them some love, guys.
Yes.
Come on.
So big.
Come on, man. Come on.
Big love to them. And so now, let's also take a look now at what you will receive if you win the epic raid race.
And CB, I want to point out a key difference, and I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask our production crew to do a little flip flop with me. Let's go back to the last belt.
Okay.
All right. Now show me the new belt.
Okay.
Now the last belt.
Okay.
Now the new belt.
Okay.
And do you notice the difference? Other than silver.
I said silver.
Other than silver.
Is it?
Let's go back one more time.
Let me see one more time. All
right.
One more time.
Now go back to the new one.
I think, Evan, it might be something on the left there. What's going on?
Do you see underneath our good old Fire Team Finders on the top right and the top left? Do you see a different logo underneath that?
They do.
I want to stress again. We've talked about the contest emblem and the normal emblem for completing the epic raid. We've talked about the differences there, and we've said, okay, we don't really recognize some of this stuff. I do not recognize that logo. Now, it could be the symbol for epic. It could always just be the symbol for epic.
Right.
But that logo, I mean, the last one, can we go back one more time?
One more time.
That logo, that's Koragos.
Yes, it is. Well,
now let's go to the new one.
Clearly.
That is clearly something else.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. And
I don't know.
And so with that, guys, we wanted to turn this to you all for a second. What are you guys thinking after seeing this? Because this isn't something that was really talked about, even after everything was revealed, probably because a lot of people weren't doing side-by-sides of the two belts. But, you know, we're trying to, and this is what, you know, the purpose of Raid Zone is, we're trying to take all the information and context clues that we have and try to come to you guys with as much information to come to our own predictions. But what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, let's hear what you guys think.
We're saying it's Maya's Echo.
Maya's Echo.
So
Maya's Echo.
So why would that be? What do you guys think? Like, cook up something, guys. Like, what do we think?
It's Maya's control ring thing. Also, it's the raid launch symbol. Maya's Echo around her neck. So you guys think Maya? Do you guys think for the epic raid they would throw Maya's rush fully into the fight?
that would be epic.
That would be epic. That would be epic. Okay.
What do you guys think?
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of like raids resetting. It's going to be new boss. Like, there's going to be some sort of difference there. Like, I'm seeing raid weapon intrinsic perk. I'm seeing a Maya. I'm seeing all sorts of different things. It's kind of jumping all over the place with different answers.
It is, but it is just something that we wanted to show you guys. So it'll be interesting. So we'll see. I mean, the crazy thing is we're just barely over an hour from the race starting.
We are just,
which is
isn't
crazy.
that crazy to think about? Like, time has flown since we started the show this morning. We're having, I mean, like, we're excited. It's epic. It's going to be an epic day.
It is. Guys.
No other way to put it.
Yeah, so these are your rewards, guys. So just one more time as a recap, you'll be able to get your ring if you guys complete the epic raid and you guys go to the store and purchase that. You'll be able to also, if you end up getting world's first, see that silver belt. That'll be for the winner of the epic raid race. There's the emblems to earn, the viewership one, as well as the sub one as well. We have the contest clear emblem, and then also if you complete the epic raid once contest is over, there will also be an emblem for you. And then remember, Evan put that jacket on me earlier. That will be available as well to those who clear the epic raid. So a lot of different things to earn.
Definitely a lot of different things to earn, and you know, we're really excited again to just be able to have this moment and share it with everybody at home. We appreciate, you know, no matter what the reason for you guys coming out today, we really appreciate you guys watching across the board. Thank you guys for giving Raid Zone a chance, and again, thank you to Bungie for putting us on a cool platform.
Yeah,
to be
for
able
real.
to
We
do
really,
this.
really appreciate it. And so we're going to get into our next segment in just a second, but Evan, I think this is a good time right before we do to just quickly do a giveaway on one of the disc plates on
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So let's go ahead and do that. Evan, do you want to give me a word?
You know, guys, if anybody who wants a disc plate, a potential free disc plate, if you want to type in just the word disc plate,
okay,
do it. Just type in disc plate. If you type in disc plate, you will be entered to win a free disc plate. Yeah. Just literally type in disc plate. I'll just pick a winner.
One time.
Literally, if you type in disc plate, I will pick a winner in 2 minutes.
One time.
Just one time. You don't need to spam it. Just type it in one time. Hit that enter. And that's it. And you literally can win. Hey,
yeah,
it's a Destiny display.
Let's look at them one more time. So we got Last Wish.
We do.
We got
Tanix.
We got
Desert.
Got
Crota.
And The Witness.
Megamind.
And
Witness.
Those are just some of the ones you guys can earn. So we did show that video a little bit earlier, but there's a ton of different disc plates that are available to you guys. Remember, there is that sale going on too at the chance that you do not win. Remember, there's plenty of time to get that purchase. I believe until September 28th, they have 35% off of their entire raid collection. So just remember that, guys.
Yep. And guys, I mean, at the end of the day, like some of these disc plates, well, one of them more specifically was made by Bungie's very own in-house Lyndon Willoughby. Thank you again, Lyndon, for, I mean,
yes.
Insane.
And then Paul Tobin on Deepstone Crypt.
Paul Tobin made the Deepstone Crypt one, aka the good old Tanix one, which also, again, glows in the dark, which is pretty sick.
Yes.
So, all right, well, it is time that I pick a winner.
Yeah, let's do it.
We are going to pick a winner. Let's go. The winner is, on my side, Wilkie.
Okay.
Wilkie 00. So I'm going to go ahead and exchange this over to a mod, just so all this is good.
And mine is DNC 72. So there we go. I will go ahead and copy that into the mods as well. You're going to join the Discord on the YouTube side. The mods will direct you through the whole process.
Yes.
But we will go ahead and get that handled. And yeah, guys, remember, we're giving away 8. So this is just the beginning. We got emblems to give away. We also have Year of Prophecies to give away. There's a ton of different things we'll be
giving away stuff all show, guys. So if you miss one thing, don't worry. We have a lot of things to give away today.
Yes, we do. And Evan, that now segues us into our next segment here.
Yes,
Evan.
it does, CB.
What do we got next?
We have epic moments.
Yes, we do. And so, before we can go into the raid race, guys, which now is less than an hour away.
It is less than an hour.
Less than an hour away. Like I said before, and I mentioned this with trivia, and I really meant it. Like, before we dive into the epic raid, it's important that we think back to prestige raids, to master raids, to the even Age of Triumph the way that we did, hard mode raids. We even talked a little bit about Pantheon as well. It all adds this layer of context and history that kind of enriches everything. we also wanted to do that just in general with raid racing. Like, with this being an epic raid, we wanted to talk about some epic moments.
Yes, we did.
Well, I want to go ahead and start it off. Evan, you asked me a little bit earlier about some of the most, like, I guess, epic entrances, right?
Yeah.
And remember what I told you?
You said King's Fall immediately.
I did, because back in 2015, I mean, not to say that Atheon and Crota didn't have insanely cool entrances, but it was the scale that was a little bit different than the scale we ended up getting with King's Fall. And I would say a lot different, to be honest, in terms of the size. And so the reaction to seeing Oryx for the first time is something that I know I'll never forget, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will never forget either. So let's take a look at it.
No, no, no. He's immune.
The nope, nope, nope.
The good old nope, 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 nope.
The nope, nope, nope. From Oryx, the very first time. What I remember about that, and that was right before I still raid raced, because the first one I ever raced was Wrath of the Machine. I was stuck in my computer science class, and I remember my laptop was just the raid race the whole time. I was so locked in.
Yeah.
And seeing Oryx for the first time, I will never forget.
Nope.
Ever. Nope.
Nope.
I'll never forget.
Well, I mean, CB, I think that's a great transition into my first epic moment as well. Okay? And I want to just quickly start by saying I think this is a moment that Oryx was a moment that I think everybody who was playing Destiny was like, oh yeah, this is an iconic clip, an iconic moment. I want to bring you to one where I think not as many people got to see it.
Okay.
Raid racing had not quite, like it had really kicked off with King's Fall. Right? Because obviously VoG was that first one. Crota was like establishing ground. King's Fall was the first like big punch
like
of raid
solidified,
racing.
right.
And I think that Last Wish, obviously, you know, it was the first like sanctioned raid race that had a belt.
Correct.
And it had day one emblems and it had proper rewards for that. Now, what I think is one that slips under the radar pretty often is Spire of Stars.
Oh, my baby.
And
you know I love that raid.
The reaction to finally digging deep and getting the job done. We saw your entrance.
Yes.
Now I want to see the exit of Spire of Stars.
Okay.
Shoot him. Shoot him. I got the ball. I got the ball. I got it.
I already know the words.
A death.
I already know the words coming.
We did it! Let's go!
By the way, this was one of the hardest raid races of all time.
It was, absolutely.
Here we go.
Wait.
Holy ball clutch!
Holy ball clutch.
Holy ball clutch.
What a moment. Go to orbit. Holy ball clutch.
Holy
Go to
ball clutch.
orbit. This is one of those moments where, you know, Spire was kicking teams down so hard. And I think a lot of people constantly will say like, oh, we were so, like a lot of the teams I've talked to were so close to getting their clear. They were fighting neck and neck with each other. And what would end up happening is Final Stand would come around. Valkor would go heat up, shoot out the balls across the room, and then everybody panicked and freaked out and died. And that happened actually multiple times to multiple teams. And I remember very specifically from Esoteric's point of view, there was one where a ball got stuck behind a box, and it was like, uh-oh. And then they didn't keep shooting. Now, Sweat right there runs over, picks up the ball, clutches up, gets the job done. So I loved your reaction of the entrance, but I had to hit you with the exit.
No, that was a really, really good one. And a lot of people forget, I mean, that was still under the double primary system. So that's a raid race that slips under the radar in terms of one of the hardest ones to ever happen. But it by far, I mean, it was tough. And the cool thing about them, too, and then we'll go into the next one, they also were dealing with teammates disconnecting, and they had to make an emergency sub at the end.
They did.
And they still were able to have the ball clutch. So
Eon Styles coming in with Styles.
With that being said, Evan, you told me that obviously once we got to Last Wish, things were like, you know, solidified. But Spire of Stars came right before and kind of, I guess, ushered the way in the pathway for that. But now let's talk about Last Wish.
Let's talk about Last Wish.
So I already told you about the first time seeing Oryx.
You did?
But what about when teams saw Riven for the first time?
Oh, let's see Riven.
Oh, no.
What the?
Oh! Dude, look at this thing!
Oh, man.
That's what I want out of Epic, man. I want to be able to see something that goes, dude, look at this thing!
And so what I
damage?
What I remember about this is
Look at the things
forward
on her arms. Look at the
very
things on her
quickly.
arms.
They were able to brute force and get through.
Yes.
Okay.
Vault. And
Start
so he
roaming.
obviously saw Riven before anybody.
Oh, yeah, there's a room
but
up
a lot
here.
of people were
Yeah,
still
there's a lot
really
of space
tapping
here.
on
There's a lot-
Dado
the chamber's
clearing the
sealed.
vault.
Yeah.
And so when he finally
Can we
did,
go with
obviously that's
them?
one of
Go
the
with
most
them. I'm
memorable
perfect.
moments. It's probably just rig racing in general.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Dado cracked with
And look at how
Math
fast they're just.
I know, and look at how
much damage those do.
Move up to this room.
Good lord.
Look at how much damage one hobgoblin could do.
I know, dude. I mean, remember they were like 80 under. I mean, it was insane the level they were under. But what I remember is when Dado and Math Class, when they finally did get through Vault, and they saw Riven for the first time, like that was.
It was iconic.
It was an epic
I mean,
moment.
it was iconic. Like, I think it's so funny because obviously we talk about Ninja's squad and they're clear of getting through Vault and seeing Riven, and then it was like Dado goes mute for a while, completely mute for a while, and then all of a sudden it's
which was like unheard of.
It was
unheard
unheard
we're
of.
like, what is?
It was,
we're like, what
it
are they,
was
what are they cooking
uncharted
up?
water. It was
it
unheard of.
It was
all those words that you can think of. It was, but CB.
Yeah.
I hate to keep doing this to you because you keep bringing me into these entrances, which are great. They are epic moments.
Yes.
But the moments have to be earned. And in this case, trolled.
Okay.
So let's see the most iconic Last Wish clip.
Staying on Last Wish.
Bungie.
Okay.
Please don't troll.
We did it. We did it. The chest, please.
Please don't troll.
Please, Bungie.
Please, Bungie, don't troll.
Please don't troll.
Please, Bungie, don't troll. Please, Bungie, don't troll. Please, Bungie, don't troll.
Oh my goodness. The Bungie Please Don't Troll from Mr. Glad from Redeem right after they had cleared Queen's Walk. The big reveal that there was a Queen's Walk. And the very end of Queen's Walk, they finally dunk it. But if you guys have played Last Wish, you know that the heart is beating, it's beating, it's beating, and then it explodes, but you don't die.
Right. I mean, and the crazy thing about that too, Evan, is I mean, we saw obviously Dado's reaction to Riven, and we know how hard that Riven fight was. And once Redeem had finally killed Riven and jumped in the mouth and actually were able to finish it, because we know that wiped teams, because people didn't know that. But once they were able to clear Riven, and I'll never forget because we were watching and we're kind of reliving some of it. We're like, oh no, we're done. We're done. It's just a little mini game. It's just a little mini game. We're just done. We're done.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
And then I remember Error's the classic line, "We're not done.
We're not done.
We're not done." And then it proceeded to take about another hour and 40 minutes before they cleared the finish line.
Well, because if I remember correctly, it was after they get the clear, Sweat was the only one who was just like, he was like, no, we have to keep going. There's more. There's something else. And everybody's like, no, like they're chilling.
No,
and he's just like, shoot it. And they die, and the Error's like, oh yeah, we're done. It's just a mini game. Just pick up the heart.
We're done.
And then came in and Queen's
what a classic moment. With that being said, I have one more, Evan.
Yes.
And with this one, this is another one where maybe people don't remember as much, but it's one that I think was a really cool one, because between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, we've always got to go to such cool destinations, right? We've been to, like, even just like I'm looking right now, we've been to the Dreaming City.
We have.
We've been to the moon when I look at like Crota. We've been to the Dreadnought, right? We've been to so many cool places. But at this point in time, even though we had like traveled to all these different destinations across the solar system, we had never just launched into space. And so the first time that we went into space was a very, very iconic and epic moment that I think you just need to watch.
Bye! I'm going to space!
I'm going to space! I'm in space!
I'm in space!
I'm following you, T.
He's also
I can't wait for this.
I'm in space!
I'm in space!
Wait, where are you? I'm in space!
Where? I told you I'm in space! How is this not clear?
I told you I'm in space!
Why are you in space?
So where are you? I already told you! I'm in space!
Wait, what?
Why? Yeah, why are you in space?
Wait, no, wait.
Everybody's freaking out. It's one of those moments that that is really breaking the mold at the time. That was breaking the mold of Destiny. Being able to go from the normal environment on Europa, going into this evil lab, and then being shot up into space was something that genuinely is unforgettable in almost every single way that I can think of.
Yeah, Evan, I think you have one final one that might bring us into the present a little bit.
So I just wanted to say, I'm realizing a trend with mine versus the trends with yours so far. And my final moment that I have chosen that is an epic moment is one that's a little bit more sentimental. And it's one that I think was something that I've never seen before in a raid. And it was something so special, and it's something that only a mother and a son could really share that moment together. So let's talk about the time after Desert Perpetual where Snazzy calls his mom.
As far as we know, is Dabs, aka Snazzy. It is Ham. It is Garia. It is Melito. It is Mitch. And it is Silk.
God.
As
Mom! Mom, we won!
Oh my gosh. This is, dude, this is insane. What a day.
We won,
We were here. We were here.
And you should be able to hear his mom here in a second.
The emblem is amazing.
Look at that emblem. Okay, we'll give you like... Here.
Guys, can we get some We Were Here's? Can I get some We Were Here's?
Dabs
is the best.
Dabs is the best.
W mom.
Big W.
W mom.
I'm gonna enjoy
That's
this
a big
moment.
W mom.
That's a W mom.
What a wholesome moment.
That is.
The W is for wholesome.
The W is for wholesome. That is.
The emblem on.
That's a moment like that's something that you only got to share with somebody who brought you into this world. That's amazing.
I know it is cool, Evan, and I mean it was so cool that we got to really witness that moment here too. I mean it's so crazy. That was less than 2 months ago.
Yeah, that was less than 2 months ago.
Oh man, like I really just love those moments, and I love how much CB and Evan care about the journey of the players that are racing. Oh, of course. And that's why I love like Raid Zone. Like obviously we want to make sure you guys know who's in the lead. We want to make sure you guys see who wins. We want to make sure we can answer your guys' questions. We want to make sure that we're keeping you guys in the action. Obviously, that's a main purpose here for sure. But one of the core things that like Evan and I, have been setting out to do here is to spotlight all of the amazing players that are in this community and their stories and the history. I mean, Evan has a whole channel on the history of and just really spotlighting everybody that's done like all of these cool things that have ultimately made raiding the big core. I would just say like core special thing that it is in our community.
Yeah, and I mean
because of that,
Raid Zone is a show that was made for the community. It's made essentially by the community, and it will forever remain a community show. So thank you guys for supporting Raid Zone. We really appreciate it, and much love. And we hope that today satisfies you guys. We're hoping to put on the best show that we possibly can. So thank you.
We can, and Evan, I mean, we're probably going to get more epic moments today.
There's going to be a lot of epic moments.
There are.
There's going to be a ton of hope, and I hope that today's epic moments have some epic like we said, mechanical changes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that today's epic moments maybe see a new epic boss.
Yeah.
Like all these things make me excited for again what epic raid could be. And like you said, and I'm going to keep pointing to this, like you said, break the mold.
And I mean, we have a chance for that today, Evan. Like I said, I mean, we've talked about, and I know I keep saying it, but it's because it's important. It's the same reason, like we love highlighting all of the amazing players in this community. We also love to like take you guys back on like just the journey on the past, because the past is very important for the present. And so when you do think about things like hard modes that were originally introduced, and then we did move into Destiny 2 and we saw prestige modes, and even backtracking, taking a second for thinking about Age of Triumph, and then getting to prestige, and then getting to master modes, and then even seeing Pantheon, as I'm still seeing people talk about Shadow Rolls.
Yes.
Like there's been all these different layers of how can we add additional difficulty, challenge, and just break the mold, as you mentioned, onto the original, as I did mention, that's true, to the original raids. And today is going to now usher in what that means for Epic.
It really will be, and I think a lot of people are going to need to maybe sit up in their chairs for what epic raid can be. We're going to just have to see. Can Bungie bring it? Can the community bring it? Can everything come together and bring it together for an epic day?
And so before we do go any further, you heard Evan's epic moments. You heard my epic moments. What's everybody's favorite raid racing memory ever?
Everybody in
Destiny 1 or Destiny 2.
Everybody in chat, what is your favorite raid racing moment that you have ever had?
It can be your own personal one, or it can be ones you've watched.
Let's see.
It's like, can we get a top 10 raid zone clips of CV and Evans coverage, like a little top 10?
Little raid zone coverage?
We could maybe make something like that
Little
happen.
raid zone coverage?
That could be pretty cool.
I'm seeing the one where Dado won.
No comment. I have no comment there.
I'm seeing
getting to Axis.
Getting to Axis.
Redeem Wrath of the Machine moment. I mean, think about that one. I mean, Tfue being there for that, and what a race that was. That was like, if Kingsfall at the time was a marathon, Wrath was like the ultimate sprint.
Yes, I would say Wrath was like the first time. Yeah, we just saw a team just go thermonuclear and just sprint through the
they
finish.
smoked that race.
Yeah,
it was insane. The Salvation's Edge raid zone was awesome. Think about that for a second. I mean, that was Evan and I mean, it was so crazy. We finished setting that stream up around 3 a.m. We took about an hour nap, and then we turned on the stream at 5 a.m. and then we streamed 27 hours. So it's like an hour nap and then 27-hour stream. But what a moment in a journey Salvation's Edge raid zone was.
I'll never forget, because we were sitting there for, obviously, Verity for all of it. And we hit a point where we were like drawing our own symbols. We were like going, okay, Plato's theory of the cave.
Yeah.
We were going through all these different kind of, I guess, philosophical conversations about what Verity's solution could be.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. And I'm not sure if Lunar is in chat, but Lunar came into chat and he goes, hey, we figured it out. It's a lot easier than what we thought.
As always.
And he was like, the community is going to feel silly because of how easy this was. But you know what's funny?
What's that?
Not even Rolk was guiding the community well enough. People still struggle on Verity to this day.
It was insane.
Because until it clicks, it doesn't
click until it clicks.
But once it clicks, you're like,
clicks.
oh. I just can't have the shape where it used to. I can't have the same shape in the starting spot. That's it.
I see a couple other ones. I see somebody taking a shot at us saying commune extends DPS.
Okay.
Funny. We got a comedian in chat.
Commune extends DPS might be true. We need to go back and check.
We got being in high school, watching Professor Broman, Kingsfall Clear. I definitely can relate to that. I was in college doing the same thing.
I was in high school.
Seeing Dado, 2402, so sad, but a big memory. I mean, it was. I mean, that was such an interesting one because even though World's First had already happened and Redeem had crossed the finish line, everybody was tapped in to see if Dado was going in the rest of math class. We're going to be able to get that clear in 24 hours. And the fact that it happened on the run and it just was 2 minutes too late was just like one of the most heartbreaking moments in history. And unfortunately, Dado's been a part of a couple heartbreaks, so I do feel for him. But the fact that he's still been as consistent as he's been, and we're about to talk about him here in a second.
Yes.
But I mean, one of the most consistent players of all time, by far.
By far. I mean,
math class in general.
Math class in general has been one of the most consistent teams of all time. And I think, CB, you just brought up a great way to segue into our next segment. So before we show some visuals and everything, I want to give a quick shout out to A-Tides for providing us with a power rankings that we will be talking about of the different teams. And if you remember, last time Team Nuts was on this power rankings as well. So there is some credit, there's some proof in the put into these power rankings. And one day, hopefully we see your teams out on these power rankings, and hopefully one day we see some new champions out there that nobody's really heard of. I think it'd be really cool.
We'll get we'll get A-Tides' link in both chats too. But Evan, let us know what do we have to talk about.
So the first thing I want to talk about before anything is that I want to just throw in a quick honorable mention. I want to talk about the team of Team No Man, which is going to be Bog on My Dog from Team Nuts. He was scouting for Team Nuts. Ham from Team Nuts. So that's a little bit of foreshadowing for you guys. Bog and Ham are no longer on Team Nuts for this one. Luckstruck, who, if you guys don't know Luckstruck does a lot of stuff for the community. NA Speed Zeed, and Mr. Deep Dive Raffle Waffles. So this is a team that is definitely worthy of an honorable mention. I also want to kind of segue it to you, CB, and maybe we can get a cool visual for this
Yes,
one.
let's take a look. So moving on from this screen one over, because this is, we're going to be going through the rankings as we mentioned, but let's take a look at the disbanded team. So as Evan alluded to, because he did bring up Ham, and obviously Ham was a part of Team Nuts and still is. And so, but what's going on in terms of this rate race is we are seeing the team split into some different parts. And so some of these teams that have disbanded for this race are Team Nuts, Multi-Generational, Fries in the Bag, Chicken, Infinity, and Evan, I know you like to say it.
All right. Tribo Neophorus Gentlemanus.
Beautiful. And so these are some of the teams that are going to be disbanded for this, as well as one other one too. We'll go ahead and go to the next scene here, and you'll see that Harden the Paint, also a team that absolutely destroyed Root of Nightmares. Originally it had Rowan as well. They are not going to be racing this one either. So another team that we are very accustomed to covering.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be anybody's race today.
I mean, at the very least, you will see a new world's first team no matter what.
You will.
Team Nuts is not racing together on this one. But I want to quickly segue it into our first team, the one that we just
talking about.
And that is Math Class. Math Class looks just a little bit different this time, and by that I mean the exact same. It is still new Math Class. Now, guys, Math Class, if you know, is an extremely consistent team. You have Semi, Sith, Toes, Scarrow, Dado, and Sneak all coming back together for another attempt, another crack at the epic version. And I really think that this might favor their strengths, because a lot of where Math Class does well is in those mechanics, is in those builds, is figuring out those sorts of things. So if this is a situation that is a pure DPS check, I don't know if they're able to pull it out. Maybe they are, because we saw it with a Pop Ds, they were down to 1 HP on that shield. If it's a DPS check, I'm not sure. If it is requiring a new way of thinking outside the box, mechanically sound, then Math Class, I actually think, has a really good chance to pull something off big.
Math Class. And with that, let's move on to Team 4-3. 4 and 3 together equals the Bungie number, but it's a newer team, and they placed top 50 in the Desert Perpetual. So it's a team that we definitely wanted to feature and talk about it. They're going to be running it back with a very similar squad. All of it says new because on the last power rankings, they weren't in them, but now here they are. And so we're going to be paying attention to them closely, and we're really looking forward to seeing what they do in the epic raid.
Yes, Kirby, Azo, Broke, DPZ, Vid, and Zyrak, good luck to you today.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to move on to the next team, Infinity Zones. This is Job, L Boy, Diggs,
let's go.
Final, Soap, and Nitro. Now this is a new team to the rankings who are incredibly great-minded players and build crafters. And on top of this, they did consistent in Desert Perpetual, so a lot of them have a lot of hope. I mean, obviously it's a new team coming together for this, so the hope is that this team is able to kind of work together, use that good build crafting knowledge, and pull something out big.
Yep. And so with that being said, we also have, but before we go to it, I might have spoiled it, but that's okay. I was going to say, Evan, what's my favorite thing to eat?
Perhaps a piece of meat in between two buns, potentially cheese, lettuce, tomato, no onion.
Yeah, this is going to be a reveal of the B and CB.
The B and the CB.
Yes.
C bologna.
Close.
C béarnaise sauce.
Not quite.
Okay, C burger.
There you go.
Hey!
All right, Team Burger. So here we go. So we do have Team Burger. We featured them quite a bit. They did pretty well.
They did.
In terms of it was a new look to their team. As you see, there was Glad and Sweat on it from Redeem. They came together and they put together a new team, and they did extremely well, in my opinion. And so with this one, a very recent development, and I know we just kind of watched the classic Glad, Please Bungie Don't Troll line, but Glad is not going to be in this one. We are going to be still closely watching and seeing how they adapt and adjust to the swap, but still a very, very solid team. They got 22nd when it came to Desert Perpetual, so a really, really good ranking. Sweat's still in there. That provides a lot of world's first experience, and what I will say is Sweat has a prestige win when it comes to Prestige Spyro Stars. So he knows a little bit about added layers of difficulty when it comes to racing. So very interesting to see.
And Prestige Levy.
Sorry, I said Prestige Spyro Stars. Prestige Levy. My brain.
Prestige Levy.
It's because of your trivia. I was testing.
It was
But
trivia.
Prestige Levy, he has Spyro Stars.
Yes.
But with that being said, has some Prestige experience. We'll see how they do.
All right, and moving on to the next team. This is Team Crux, and this team actually is a little bit different from the original Team Crux you see on the left side of your screen. On the right side, the new version of Team Crux is on Pam. If you don't know, LFG Bingo, some solo challenges, Husk, Dagger, Prey, Curly Fry, what's up Curly, and Snow. So this is a team that has placed 26th in Crota Reprise, 18th in Salvation's Edge, 28th in Vespers Host, 13th in Sundered, and 21st in Desert Perpetual, just eclipsing Team Burger.
Wow.
This is a consistent team, but obviously they're coming together as kind of a newer version of this squad together, so we're going to have to see how they perform today. Is the chemistry going to be just right, or are they going to figure it all out? We'll see.
And with that, Evan, going back to my childhood, one of my favorite things to do was have LAN parties with the boys.
LAN parties
and play
are
a
great.
little bit of Halo 3. So let's go ahead and talk about Halo 3 LAN party. So we got Zero, we got Iced, we got Ryu, we got Mad, we got Allham, and we got Spark. So this is a great team. They are full of speedrunners that are absolutely insane gamers. They got number 2 on Ron, which remember, Ron was an absolute sprint too. I mean, it was just like the level of like high octane gameplay, and Ron was actually insane. For them to get second is extremely impressive. And then it's very funny, the coincidental stat for this next one, they got 17th on Crota and Salvation's Edge.
That is weird.
So something about the number 17, which is who knows? We'll see. But they didn't do the best when it came to Desert Perpetual this time, but still a team we're going to be looking out for because they could easily turn it around when it comes to the Epic Raid. And they got a ton of mechanical skill. And like I said, they're a team of speedrunners, so we're going to be watching them pretty closely. And as you can see here, too, different flags from across the world. That's going to be something you're going to be noticing as we continue to go through
Worldwide
these power
event.
rankings. We are featuring people worldwide, which is really cool. So it's awesome to see just how many places around the world people are competing.
And CB was foreshadowing a little bit more worldwide because the next team, Team Twice, is actually a newer team made up of Clan Bliss. They also have some great pieces, but again, we need to see how they are together because if you see the old team was Team Void, the new team has Yunjin, Noah, Nick, Soupy, and again, worldwide, Ballista and Void.
K-pop fans.
K-pop fans on Team Twice. All right, CB, hit me with the next team.
Team Flow. So with Team Flow, we have Gamer Connor, we have Noel, we have Sammy, we have Bodie, we have Sacrifice, and we have Quicks as well. So this is a team that's been very consistent. They've been playing for a long, long time, but they're new to the race this year. They didn't compete when it came to Desert Perpetual, but they have some really great pieces. And this is a team that just is full of gamers. They have a lot of mechanical skill, and it's just one that anytime they do compete, they're always a team you need to look out for. So we are going to be watching them very closely.
And now, CB.
Yes.
Worldwide event, you said.
Okay.
We said that we said that it's a worldwide event.
Okay.
And let's head over to Team Redemption.
Oh,
this is a team that I really feel like we were watching very closely. They were making really good progress, but this is a team full of cracked runners and a lot of French representation.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that the Epic Raid has a chance to favor them a lot more just because they are a speed running team. They are also very, very good at build crafting, and they feel like they didn't play as well as they should have in Desert Perpetual, so they're really trying to have a little bit of redemption. So you have Milax, Axis, Limzo, Hayes, Silly, who is replacing Xanaris, and if you remember, Xanaris was a part of the oh my God, Onslaught, the solo legend Onslaught, and also
which was insane. Too.
It was insane.
That was insane.
And Feox. So this is a team of very good players, and I know they're 15th on here, but I feel like they could be one today.
Well, Evan, you talked about France. How about we go over to China next?
Whoa!
Team from China.
Team from China.
This is a team that we are very, very much going to be watching closely. As we mentioned, guys, we have Billy, which is another platform that we are going to be watching. And there are two names here specifically. Also, admittedly, the two that I'm able to read here. ZCP and Han are two gamers that, like, Han is top 10 almost every time.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys don't know, Han is almost always top 10.
Han's a gamer.
Han is an absolute gamer.
And same with ZCP.
And ZCP is also a gamer.
And if anybody knows how to say some of these other names in plain English, that would be great.
This team is insane. You guys, if you don't know, you guys need to start paying attention because this is an insanely good team. Han always places very, very well. ZCP is an absolute gamer. So we're really excited to feature this team today as well, too.
Yeah, and I think, again, it just goes to show that Raid Zone is a worldwide event. We're here for the community across the entire world. So very excited. And speaking of being very excited, CB, what is something that we live in Texas, so what is something that we always want to go to, but we just haven't gone to yet?
To get some barbecue?
Yeah, well, we do get barbecue. You can get barbecue here.
Okay.
But,
a rodeo?
A rodeo. A rodeo. Let's take it down to Team Rodeo for a second here. Okay, so this was formerly Guzman y Gomez. Now it is Team Rodeo with Defeat, Fluix, Mape, Vanguard, Smarty, and Modern. All right, so I want to just say a couple of things. First of all, Modern from Redeem. Modern, a part of Last Wish.
4 Worlds First.
4 Worlds First to his name. Modern is an insanely good player. Modern is one of those players that, you know, he takes a little break and then he comes back and he's really, really ready to go. So, again, Indebted's Vanguard is also joining this team. So you get a player from Indebted, you get a player from Redeem. Mape also was World's First in Warlord's Ruin. That's something that I definitely want to point out. This team placed 46 before, so they weren't as happy as they maybe wanted to be, but they are ready to go this time. So let's see it, Team Rodeo.
Yep, and next we have Spiel Team 6. We have Rai, Kalendor, Glacia, Pajero, Sheep, and Nico. So this is a new team that did really, really well in the Desert Perpetual race, and they are running it back with the exact same squad. The only reason why it says new on every single name is just because they weren't in the rankings last time, but they are running it back with the same team, and they have a ton of great chemistry. So a team we're going to be looking very closely at.
Definitely, and I want to move over to a saying that, you know, I don't think I'm not sure if it's a word, but Team Glorp.
Okay.
Glorp, Glorp, there is Glorp. Flarps, T-Storm, Adam, The Rapier, Gaffer, and Nuo, all coming together to form this squad. Now, I want to just say a couple things. Yeah. We know T-Storm from a lot of different
I recognize a lot of names.
We recognize Nuo, and we were covering Nuo. Not only is Nuo part of Raid Hub, a really great kind of back-end Destiny, check your stats, check your leaderboards website, but Nuo is also a part of the Verity Clear that we were watching. He was one of those teams that was very, very close on Salvation's edge. These are players coming from different teams. We saw T-Storm and Flarps a part of a different team earlier. The Rapier is from Elysium, actually. So, I mean, again, you do have different players from different teams, and they're combining old and new. And I think this is a big proving ground for them today to really see, like, okay, can this team come together and just start swinging for the fences?
Yep, and let's go ahead and talk about another team with some familiar faces. Let's talk about Team Intrinsic. And so, Evan, when you look at these names, what do you see that's very, if you were here for some of our other zone events, you might recognize a name on here too. Remember, Evan and I do a lot of zone events, whether it's been Raid Zone, Dungeon Zone, Destiny Rising Zone, but there's also one other zone, Evan. What else did we do here recently back in August?
Zombie Zone.
Zombie Zone. And Evan, who did we cover on Zombie Zone that's on this list?
Logs.
Logs was actually World's First of the Reckoning.
Yes.
We were covering Reckoning Zombie Zone, and he was World's First there, so we were just interviewing Logs, funny enough. So very funny to see his name here on Intrinsic, but Big Muscle Ben, Red Cell, Cap, Panora, Logs, and Math. This is a fantastic team. I know it says new, but this is a team that's been racing for a long time when it comes to Destiny rate races. They're really consistent, as you can see, mostly in the EU. They're going to be a team we're going to be looking out for.
No, definitely. And I mean, like Panora, I was covering on the King's Fall reprised. He was very, very close to pulling off a King's Fall World's First on the reprisal. So, I mean, Panora is another gamer. So let's go ahead and go down to something that I was doing this morning, actually.
Okay.
A little warm up in the morning.
Okay.
Every single morning, I start my day with doing Wordles.
Okay.
You know why? It helps your brain. You feel really good about it. And sometimes you feel amazing. And you want to know when you feel the best?
When you complete it?
When you complete it, but in how many guesses? Because if you get it on a first guess, that's just incredibly lucky.
Right.
If you get it on a second guess, it's like, it's very lucky, but at the same time,
it can happen maybe.
And the most rewarding process of all the Wordles, the ones that make you feel like a genius, the one that makes you feel like you're drifting your car around in a perfect Mario Kart kind of loop.
Okay.
Wordle in 3. Let's talk about Wordle in 3. This is a team that did very well in the last race. They were the first team to beat Apoptes in Desert Perpetual. They're very practiced. They're a very versed team. This is Luca, Toity, Llama, Tokto, Silence Death, and G Miners all coming together. And yes, I did my Wordle in 4 guesses. I can't. I'm not gonna lie.
Were you in 4 today?
I did it in 4 today.
Oh, no.
But this is Wordle in 3. This is what they do every single day. They do it in 3. So.
This is a great team, though, Evan. We watched a lot of Llama and G Miners on the past Desert Perpetual raid zone, and I know we'll be watching them again. So really, really excited to see what they do. Also, Evan, you know, we talked about birthdays at the beginning of raid zone. You know that I turned 30 last November, and since then, what have people been calling me lately?
Handsome.
No, that's what they call you.
Matured.
And that's you.
Well adjusted.
Sure, but not quite what I'm looking for.
Well, I already see it in chat, so I'm just gonna read chat instead. Everybody's saying onk.
Onk. Unfortunately, so this next one is unfortunately a shot at me. With anti-Unk coalition here. And so the funny thing is, I remember a memory here. You're going to see a very notable name that's not on this team list anymore. And it's funny, it's relevant. I don't know if this is why they named it, but me and Vendetta at GCX, when we were celebrating his birthday, because we're very similar age, and we were saying we're the Destiny Unks is what we were saying. And now seeing here the anti-Unk coalition and Vendetta not on this list, which is a huge hit, by the way, too, as he was world's first when it came to Scourge of the Past. He had the world's first solo caretaker. And just Vendetta, if you know, he's just done some of the most insane things this game has ever seen. But with that being said, let's talk about Anti-Unk Coalition with Dadbot, Feline, Kai, Zemo, ATP, and Artsy. This is going to be a team that always, I mean, they're always one that we're watching. They originally were John team before. They did extremely well when it came to Desert Perpetual. It was really, really close, but to be honest, it always is when we cover this team. They have a bunch of amazing players. I'm sure you guys recognize Zemo and ATP for a lot of the different accomplishments they've done across the community. But to be honest, Feline, Datbot, and Artsy are also gamers as well. So this is just a team of gamers.
Yeah. No, and if I'm not mistaken, is Kai from the Harden the Paint team? I feel like Kai is from Harden the Paint.
That's a big pickup.
We'll have to do a little double check. But I can tell you, Team Tommy is who I want to talk about next. Okay. So this is formerly Team JBD.
This is a team here.
And I'm going to be honest, guys. If we're doing our like Saturday pick'ems, it is Saturday, so let's do our Saturday pick'ems, right?
This is a team.
This is my pick'em for today.
This is a team.
This team is insane. So originally they were Team JBD. Now they're Team Tommy. They have Rem. They have Zazzy. You have Dabs, which is snazzy.
Yeah.
You have Luigi Style and Mario Monkey from Sunder Doctrine, if you guys remember. Mario and Luigi, Dungeon Zone. If you guys were there for Dungeon Zone, that was the world's first team. Dabs coming from world's first Desert Perpetual. Rem from the solo side is insanely good.
And he did really well in Crota,
Zazzy's insane too, and so is Strafe. They're all insane players. Same with Luigi. Like, everybody is very, very big. We're gonna have to see how they bring it together, but I want to just give a little bit of credit here, and that is before, Team Nuts wasn't a team that had really played a day one together. They came together because the chemistry was right. It fit perfectly into what they were doing. And, you know, the raid definitely, they said, benefited to their strengths. They were able to crack out with rotations and damage. So we're going to have to see how this goes today.
Yep, and so the next one, guys, is going to be a team that you're familiar with. So Parabellum, world's first when it came to Salvation's Edge, the longest raid race in history. We're going to see here that we're going to see some names that are not names we saw before. There have been some swaps again. So we have Dracula's Shadow, which we were very familiar. We know Astro. We know Jake, as we interviewed Jake last time. Substancer, Knocker, and Mork as well. We know this is a team that's going to do amazing. The biggest thing to note here is Tyrax is not on the team.
Yes.
And Tyrax, as you guys know, is an absolute gamer, so that's definitely going to be a hit there. So we'll see how they're able to bounce back and adjust. But this is a team that we know is going to be competitive, and one that, I mean, if you were able to cross the finish line first for Salvation's Edge, not much else really needs to be said. This is an amazing team and one we're going to be looking out for.
Definitely. And I want to just bring you guys to another team that we should be looking out for, and that is Team Phantom 1. Phantom 1 is a team that only one replacement, and that was Shrimp coming in for Skates there at the end.
Yep.
This team is consistent. They practice as a 6-man team all the time, and this is a team with 2 top 10 finishes to their names. So I think it's important to say that Phantom 1 is one that a lot of people aren't looking out for, but they will be today.
And you talked about Dungeon Zone, Evan, with Mario and Luigi. Is there another name I'm seeing there that might have been there for that team?
Biggs.
Biggs was there from that team as well. So, I mean, we all these names I feel like we've either covered in Dungeon Zones, Raid Zones, Speedrunning tournaments, or solo tournaments. We've seen all these names.
Yes.
A lot. So these are very, very great players
Definitely.
here. So let's move on to Viva Low Man.
Viva
Here we go.
la Low
We
Man.
know pretty much everybody on this team, too. So we got Dragon, Bree, Soto, Spike, Grum, and Hobo. Another amazing team that are insanely good at low manning, as it's in the name. So they got number 3 in Vespers hosts, and they have a lot of really, really good skill. They have a top 5 finish in a raid, and they're running it back with the exact same team. This is a team that can do really, really well. Because the thing is, too, when you do low mans and do them at such a high level, it means that you're just able to hold your own. And with the Epic Raid, if the difficulty is maxed up, you know, from 10 and now raised to, let's say, an 11, they're going to be able to hold their own. So really looking forward to seeing what they do.
And now I want to bring you to a team that has so much prestige. They're all decked out in belts all the time. You guys know them. It is Elysium. Let's talk about Elysium. And there are some additions on this team.
This is going to be this is a scary team. No, they're already scary.
I want to start by saying that Elysium has to prove themselves from one of their worst performances, which was 11th in Desert Perpetual.
That was their worst.
That was their worst performance, was 11th in Desert Perpetual. They are now joined by Jiffy, isn't that insane?
I know.
And by Vendetta, who also has a world's first belt to his name. So you have a team that is absolutely ready to crack out Jiffy, Vendetta, Salt, Obama Gaming, Vile, and Quaz.
And Evan, I want to mention something too. They actually have something on the line here that a lot of people wouldn't even realize.
That's true. The silver belt line.
Silver belt. They have every silver belt. They have Crota, they have King's Fall, and they also have Vault of Glass, the 3 silver belts that came before with the reprisals. And now we have a silver belt today with the Epic Raid, and this would be for the 4th.
Yes, definitely. And now, CB, I want you to talk about the next team.
I will.
There is some huge
I
stuff
will.
on here.
Team Rutek.
Let's talk about Team Rutek.
Jacre Tyrax, as we see.
Tyrax.
There he is. You're like, oh, is he
home.
not racing? Oh, no, he's racing.
He's
all right.
racing.
And then Uzi, another absolute gamer. T, Barbux, and Shade as well. This is another team. This is like, oh my gosh, this is the Boundless Clan team, and they've had a lot of really good performances, and they were top 3 in Desert Perpetual. And guys, we know how hard Desert Perpetual was. So the fact that top 3 and then adding Tyrax,
yes,
it's insane. They do a lot of practice. They have a lot of chemistry, and they're very, very, very scary. I mean, and you're adding somebody who was world's first from Salvation's Edge.
I saw Jacob say 73-9 Warriors, 2018 LeBron, 2012 Miami Heat.
Yeah, this is another team. So,
this is an insane team.
This is number 2 on our list.
Okay, and let's talk about the team that is ranked 1 on the power rankings. Let's talk about Team Indebted. This is a very consistent team. They have the win in Vespers host, number 2 in Crota Reprise, number 2 in Desert Perpetual, and a shared win in Zombie Zone. This team also has some new looks. Sutek is coming in, Carson's coming in, Splits is coming in. And again, this is a high stress situation, but I think Indebted is proven to be at least number 2 a lot of the time. They've gotten a win in a couple of things. Now can they pull off number 1?
Right, they were so close with Crota. They were so close with Desert Perpetual. As you just mentioned again, we were talking to them on Zombie Zone. And then we were even covering them as they cleared first encounter when it came to Destiny Rising. They're all over the place. They're a super, super skilled team, and we're really, really excited to see how they do today, as they were so So
I want to quickly correct something as well. There is no association with Boundless when we said Boundless. It is actually Passion. That was a clan for Uzi.
Fair. Yes. And thank you for that, too. That's a good call.
Guys, with that being said, those are your power rankings.
Holy.
And what an amazing pre-show today.
And can we say get some big love to A-Tides again,
some
too,
big
for
love.
putting that together. He scoured the entire, basically, world, as you guys saw there, to put that together. So, W-A-Tides, thank you again. Let's get his link in on both the streams if we can.
Definitely get
he
some links
also has
going.
a YouTube video that he does for those as well that covers that whole process of going through the projections, and something that we appreciate him sharing with us is, like we said, we want to be able to cover all the different teams that are out there and really just feature all of the amazing gamers that are in this community. But with that being said, Evan, that will do it for our pre-show.
That's our pre-show, CB.
We're less than 15 minutes away. Hey, Evan, it's insane that, I mean, we're going to be casting the first epic raid and seeing what that ultimately means. Like, I'm just so excited. Guys, if you're on the Bungie Twitch, if you're on the Destiny YouTube, you're going to be now redirected or rated into the main stream. So you're going to be teleported if you're sitting in your chair. So just sit tight as we're going to go ahead and segue into our transition that's going to bring us into the main show as we have a race to cast. So we'll see you guys very soon. Thank you for hanging out with us in the pre-show, and we'll see you very soon for the main show.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes! And there it is! Let's go!
Nice. Good shot. Good job, boys.
Let's go!
That was so short. Wait, no!
No way. Is this final?